Hey, Tom. Today is a mediocre time with Tom and Dave. Podcast is brought to us by...
Come on. Don't do that. Don't do that, boys.
That's Slowpoke Rodriguez. That is Slowpoke Rodriguez.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
I didn't create that character, sir.
And to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, you got to head to Gringos Locos. There's multiple locations. There's a location downtown.
Yes.
There's a location next to the Milk District right there.
There is. There's two in the Amway if you want to not eat something crappy while you're taking in a awesome concert or sporting event. I took Maisie to Gringos. I forgot to tell you guys.
No, really?
I got her a taco. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got to take
It's the
my
queso,
sons.
man.
Yeah.
It's the queso.
Yeah.
That's the one that sold her because lately she calls it dip and cheese. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
There's a location by UCF in UCF.
We mentioned Michigan location, right?
Michigan Avenue
We got
location.
Milk District, right?
Yeah. If you go to gringoslocos.com, you can see all locations.
They're also hiring at times.
Yeah, they're always hiring at the tab on the bottom, but
Catering, we didn't.
Oh
hit that.
yeah. If you're having a Cinco de Mayo party, although I imagine catering this now, that it's probably too late. Plan for next year.
There's nothing they love more than you calling on Cinco de Mayo.
Be like, I want a party for 30 double D's, please.
Come on out.
I mean, who knows? Give them a call.
Yeah,
they may be able to facilitate it, but
But if they say, well, who told you to call? Don't say us.
Yeah. I mean, when you're eating Gringos, you could have it every single day of the year. It's delicious.
It is delicious. Just, you got to check them out, man. Multiple locations and the official taco of Tom and Dan. It's gringoslocos.com.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your mediocre time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
I think I like seeing how mean the chat room can be to EJ. Hey, it is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello, it's me and Luca in the corner.
Yeah, you know what? I apologize. Samantha and her pet Florida lizard, Luca.
Have you ever seen that, Seth?
Not show like that. No.
Yeah, this thing is hand-trained, dude. Like, when I walked in this morning...
It's been there for 4 days.
I've hypnotized them before, but that's about it.
When I walked in this morning, that lizard was on the microphone right there, and then I walked in the other room, turned all the lights on, came back. Motherfucker got on the camera waiting for me to turn it on to warm his belly. Because the cameras...
Because it's cold in here.
We figured out that the cameras give off a little bit of warmth.
Heat.
Because they're a little older, you know. Everybody's bagging on my cameras. Like, Dan, you still got them Logitech 920Cs? What the fuck? So, look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him just perched up there. Luca the lizard.
He's been sitting on Sam's camera every time we turn it on.
Since I got back.
4 days. 4 days.
And I've never seen a regular standard Florida lizard almost be domesticated like that in the matter of a week.
I'm the desert queen.
The fear of getting squashed by us, his survival instinct's kicking in so he doesn't freeze to death. So he's like, he'd rather have that than.
I'm going to try to put a camera on him so everybody can see him.
Luca cam.
I know everybody wants to see Luca.
Tom cuts grapes for his sons. I have cut grapes for my lizard son.
Why didn't you why Luca though? I missed that.
I don't know. I just named
Luca the lizard.
It's a Disney movie.
Oh,
you don't know? No, there's a Disney movie. There's an Italian lizard boy.
What?
You know, it just came out. Luca.
Okay,
like a year ago.
All right, there he is. I got it. Luca.
But you roll them over, you flip them over, you rub their bellies, and they stay like that. That's how you hypnotize a lizard. You never done that?
No, how do you roll them over? They're trying to
catch the lizard. You turn them upside down. You rub.
Oh, I did that with a slam hog,
and you leave.
I was like,
and you just set it. It'll stay there until you touch it again.
She went right to sleep,
like a shark.
I guess. I don't know. I've done it to a shark, but lizard I've done
like
tons.
Like a taquito shark. A big
that's a
slam
thing.
hog.
I've never heard of that.
I'm going to put the
Grew up in
camera
Florida.
on Luca the lizard here. There he is. Now we have Luca Cam.
Like every time I caught a lizard as a kid, the damn thing is so scared for its life that it's just trying to run away every second. Then its tail breaks off, and they're like,
you got to be careful.
Luca is growing his tail back.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
he's
bro.
Here's
like,
his grape
here,
feast
so-
on Twitch.
is he going to eat that? It's too big.
Well, we're gonna get flies over the weekend, and he can nibble on it. He doesn't have to eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they're made to nibble.
Well, okay,
You don't know my lizard.
Like, here's what I was
He's a
thinking.
nibbler.
I was thinking we put the grapes down there, and then we let them sit, and we put a little water on that napkin.
Yeah.
And because it'll attract some flies, some gnats, some fruit things.
You're going to have a fruit fly infestation.
That's fine. I don't
in 2
get.
seconds.
We just got to keep him alive.
I have a lot at my house. I'll bring the thing.
We just got to keep him alive. We used to have it in here from pouring beer down the sink. We used to have an infestation of shit flies everywhere.
Yeah. But Burn Pest got rid of them.
And they came yesterday. They sprayed it good. Luca hid like crazy, man.
We need a habitat in cage. Like,
Why do you want to cage my friend, bro?
Because that's the
I
only
went
way.
online. They're either $18 or $116. Which one? Like, and I know which one you're going to make me buy.
Well, if
Tommy, your son, told me.
You can just get like a plastic container of food and poke holes on the top.
They put them in a cup, put a piece of saran wrap on the top. That's no way to live. That's no way to live.
I mean, we've been looking for a new show pet to have because
And
we
this
lost
came
it.
naturally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it
is
did- it
organic.
really did.
So I'm fine with buying the habitat for it.
There
Buy
he
the
is.
aquarium tank, put the thing on top. But Sam doesn't want to imprison
He's
him.
free range, bro.
I do like
Yeah,
him
it is
free
kinda
range.
natural that
I do
he's
like
not-
him free
yeah,
range.
yeah, I agree.
And look, there's a gnat right above. There was one right above. It's
scared
right
the
above you.
shit out of
It's right above you. You have a gnat right above you. It's
came
working.
out-
Oh, did you bring it with you?
comes from my beard.
No, it's
now.
working.
Oh, my God.
I think
He's
he's
got a
Tom.
fly
I think
beard.
he's fine. Tom was worried.
I'm the guy from Peanuts that flies around.
Pigpen. It was dirt, I think.
Pigpen.
But the Tom was like, there's no way he can survive. There's no way he can live.
There's not enough bugs
I
in
think
there.
there are enough bugs in here. I think you don't notice
He
anything,
doesn't have
man.
his glasses on.
You don't notice anything. I notice bugs all the time in here. Sam are always talking about gnats in here. This place is a fucking dump.
Yeah, but it needs more than gnats.
I had to go buy the fruit fly catchers for my house last week. I had hundreds of.
I know it. You got it. You
everywhere.
put cum down the sink.
No, I don't put a lot of stuff down to disposal. I guess because I had
You're
a
not
bad
supposed
experience. Yeah, I know that, and I clogged it once.
What's the point? I told this to the
no.
last people we had, and I would tell it to Modern Plumbing, who was just at my house, by the way. Thank you so much. They did a bang up job.
clog?
No, I got a shower. The ball joint in the shower is going bad. So when you turn it on,
it leaks or something?
No, it won't. It'll either get a little hot or literally
Scalding.
scald your dick off.
Gotcha.
I
like that.
Yeah, and so you have to fine tune it, and you're in there like yee yee yee, and you work with it for like 20 minutes, and you get it right, and then I swear to you step wrong, and it just scald you good. So, and then we had a toilet that would not stop running, and apparently we had a valve that was loose there too.
You got a lot of plumbing problems.
Yeah, so my wife takes massive doo-doos.
Yeah, but it's you guys shouldn't have an old of a home. What is it?
Big 2005.
Yeah, okay.
2005.
Cheap plumbing, I guess.
Yeah, it's everything was cheap.
Almost 20 years ago. Which is
Yes,
Remember when my house used to be modern?
Yeah.
It's not. It's an old, dated house now. Anyway, do we have anything to plug before we get cracking?
we still have some 420 merch left on our website.
Sounds so defeated.
Well, I'm mad because we broke the texting service with it.
Yeah, we
that's
did.
all.
We haven't talked about that on this show, only ACT, but
We
lost our texting number because we put 420 in the goddamn text.
Now, that doesn't
FCC
mean...
violation.
Yeah, that doesn't-
The FCC got us.
Yeah, the FCC got
For
us.
putting
Yeah.
the numbers 420,
numbers.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous.
And then
It is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It also, though, shows how we don't notice things normally because the first thing I screamed was like, wait a minute. I get text messages from all the medical marijuana companies all the time. It's all I get is like the promotional text messages. And then
They use code words and shit.
I went back and I looked at all of them, and it's all about relief and have a sunshine day.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, God damn it, they must have read the fine print.
Sons of bitches.
Anyway, if you signed up for our texting service, though, you're still grandfathered in.
Yeah, don't mess with it. Like,
when we get a new number, you'll still get the number.
You're good to go. You don't have to do anything. Don't mess with it. Leave it alone.
Starting from now, we have to get a new number, which Sam did mention. It should have 420 in the actual number.
That way
they won't let us do it, though, motherfuckers. It's like when you try to get
420 6969.
Yeah. If you try to get that license plate, the lady will be like, no.
You got to do like really gross stuff that they don't understand.
I got denied my license plate. Well, only because I got the new truck, so I went and I have to get a new Vanity plate. Well, it says Raptor now, so I can't roll around in a TRX with a Raptor license plate. It says Raptor. So I tried to get a bunch of...
that is so douchey. If you got a Raptor tag on a non-Raptor truck.
Yeah, it's all dinosaurs. It's fine.
It is a dinosaur.
So what did you...
I
had too much time.
I tried to get corny ones. I didn't have time. That's why I was pissed when I went there. Of course, I have to sit there and these, the people that go in the DMVs.
Tom told us.
I don't want to be around them. And then, And then I get there.
COVID's not a thing anymore. They just said that this morning. Breaking news.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I tried to get like nerdy ones. Like it was like Kata TRX or I do Kata and Kumite.
I Duke.
I do Kata. It's
but it's gonna look like I Duke. ATA.
I know. And then the I Kumite looks like I come. Ite or something like that. I don't know. People are going
to grown man.
Yeah, just get the numbers. Just get the C39108X.
I asked for I8A4RE as well, and they have that.
I ate a fart?
I ate a Ferrari.
Oh, I think I ate a fart.
It's the one that the 90210 guy had.
I ate a Ferrari.
Yeah. I ate a Ferrari.
Will that truck eat a Ferrari?
Well, probably, yeah.
If you're going to have that, you can't have it be a probably. It's got to be.
It'll definitely. Well, when I'm done with it will, because I'm going to jack it all over.
How many things can you buy? How many things can you buy, Seth? What
he wants?
What are you doing?
I know what he wants.
You don't have enough time. I mean, there's too many.
I do want a hovercraft eventually. Whenever those come out,
not what you want.
I'm going to hovercraft here every fucking Friday.
You can get a one wheel, and then you and Tom can one wheel together.
Those. I'm not.
Yeah, you don't want a one wheel. Yeah, that's a nerdy. Don't get a one wheel.
What do I want?
I think you want a son.
Well. Maybe.
I'm just saying.
I mean, probably. Yeah, of course I do.
I think that.
Dune buggy.
Sometimes when you're on the quest for excitement, the most excitement you can get is to make a little version of you, right?
It also then take away all the other stuff.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You won't be able to use your boat. All the stuff.
I'm saying that those things are in place of, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of checks out, isn't it? The quintessential midlife crisis.
Not really. Just because I don't have to spend money on a kid, I can spend money on that instead. It makes me almost as happy.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
It'll be just as cool to have that TRX with a cool baby seat in the back. And
I'd rather have the TRX. But
what happened to your other truck? Weren't you building some truck?
It's still being built. It should be done the end of this month.
Damn, it's like 2.5 years.
How many?
This guy,
don't even get me started.
I would love to be the guy that you're like, oh, they're fixing my helicopter over here. I got this boat in the shop. Now I got a muscle car. I got an off-road vehicle. I got 4-wheelers, jet skis. That's the dream, right?
Yes, it is a dream.
I have two broken down shit scooters. Two broken down shit scooters.
Well, let's talk about this because you're not married as of yet, right?
No, I'm not.
What are you waiting
I thought you were going to drop a bomb on it for a second. You paused. I was like, oh, shit, he did it.
Has Tracy been mentioning it at all?
We talk about it, of course, but I don't. She doesn't push it, so I don't push it.
Well, there's
no need.
There's a thing when you get married.
Don't force it, either of you. That's stupid.
Sam has somehow
ruin it.
Gotten beyond this, because I don't know how.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's about your spouse mentioning or having a say in what you buy.
Yeah, I gotta check in.
Yeah.
Well, what do you check in? I've been locked out of my bank account.
Yeah. Daniel literally has a conservatorship with his wife.
Well,
our guests are here. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Yeah, you're good. Come on, you can sit right here.
Next to Tom.
Yeah, I do
have my lizard on my camera, so don't be fearful.
I am locked out of my bank account, and the only one I have true access to is our Truist, and thank God I have a good relationship with this fine man because he'll tell me I can buy whatever the fuck I want.
You should have your own individual accounts and a joint for things that you need to get.
I have my own account. I just gave up. I gave it away. I released it. I released it to my wife.
Not yours anymore.
It's not.
We actually did just open a joint account a month ago together. There's no balance in it right now, but I did it because I'm on her health insurance and they needed to see that we were living together. And
so you did it as a scam.
Hey, we should make a business.
So, but anyway, so Tracy doesn't mention why are you buying and spending all your money, because if she is looking at the future and like, okay, I'm eventually going to end up with this person long term, he needs to not spend all his money. And
this guy's toy crazy.
Because
maybe we don't know how much money Seth has.
That's true.
Well, that's what Seth yells at me, but I have an idea because I've looked at it and done the math.
His bank account?
Is it driving you crazy because
he has like a ton of real estate? Is he like a slumlord?
Is it driving you crazy that he has an awesome adventure truck?
I only have one slumlord.
You don't have
it. I've picked apart little things, information that he's given me throughout the years, and I know what business he has.
You know how much I get paid here. That's it.
Well, there's that. Well, I also know what you're willing to work for. So that's got to be something.
I told you this is my therapy. It has nothing to do with the pay.
I was going to say work is a strong term when nobody else that sits in that seat gets paid.
Listen, all I'm saying is that I've done a loose math, and you're going through more than you have. Yeah, I'm just saying that there's, with all the motorcycles, the Hellcat.
Paid off.
Is your boat paid off?
But everything.
Halfway.
Well, I mean, every time you take that Hellcat to get its oil changes, $400, right?
No, it's not that expensive. And I barely drive. It's just hit 10,000 miles, that Hellcat. That's it.
Yeah, new tires are what, $2,500?
Those are expensive.
Yeah,
but I only did that once so far.
Expensive.
And I'm just saying, and then they're just sitting there.
The wraps are the most expensive.
And then all the other, anyway.
Wait a minute, you're on her insurance?
I'm on her health insurance, yeah.
Oh, man, you must run that thing. No, but he must run that thing crazy. Because
it's way.
They're like, God damn, this guy's got every week he's got procedure, right?
I was at the infectious disease doctor yesterday. I'm good, though. My mercury levels were high. Did I tell you this? I don't think
mercury levels?
I didn't even know I had mercury in me.
They tested for mercury, and it was high.
You're eating too much fish.
Exactly. I had to stop my canned tuna. And it went, and I got
look at that, Dr. Daddy. And it again.
I got tested, and it went down like 10 points. He wants to see it a couple more points.
You don't need to go to the doctor. You need to come to me. I figured that out.
I mean, I figured out too. I just didn't.
5 seconds.
I mean, if I got tested, I knew what I needed to do. He was telling me cut all this stuff out. I was like, look, I know what it is. It's the canned.
Well, that should make you not want to go to the doctor. If you figured it out and the doctor was wrong and he wanted you to cut all this stuff out, that should help you. Oh my God, I sound like Tom right now.
But they also test me for like Zika and all this other
Zika? That makes your head tiny. I wish you had a tiny head and a big beard.
Because
I wish you had a tiny Zika.
He wanted to make sure he did it. You should see this test. They did 20 vials of blood for me. The doctor, the lady that was taking my blood goes, honey,
I think they're selling your blood.
She goes, honey, did you have enough to eat today? Because you're going to take a lot of blood.
Baby, you got a Zika head.
Yeah.
Why are they testing you for Zika? It's a waste of money.
It's in Miami. Zika mosquitoes are in Miami.
Yeah, but were they testing you for everything?
If you're pregnant.
Literally everything, yeah. Oh, you should see some of it.
Oh, yeah.
I got to look it up. It's literally a list.
I couldn't even afford my blood work. I walked right out of the Quest. I was like, I can't afford this. I need it.
Because you got a real
prescription
thing.
for it.
He ain't got a real thing. You have a real thing.
This guy's getting Zika tested. I'm over here dying.
Hey, why were you getting Zika tested?
Also, why are you eating canned tuna like a hobo?
I was literally like, I did not expect him to eat canned tuna.
It's not just cheap old canned tuna. It's
Bumblebee?
It's the good stuff from Whole Foods that's certified good shit.
Extra mercury, though.
Good shit. Perfectly fine. Mosquito net.
It all comes from the same factory. Like
just different labels.
You want to see this?
All the same shit.
Look at this list they tested me with. That's the list. Do you see that list?
Why?
What the fuck?
You don't need that.
No, they're scamming you,
You're
bro.
the most healthy person I've ever met in my life.
Well, because Seth went in there
from Anaplas, the Barbessa, Lyme disease, reefer disease, latex
disease.
I
got that.
Epstein-Barr.
Epstein
Island.
Epstein-Barr. Urine stuff, culture, blood urine, macronutrient, arsenic, cobalt, lead.
You say Macklemore?
So,
all right.
Anyway, it was a lot of stuff.
We're all over the place already.
So on Monday, we were doing the OG recap, and all of a sudden, while we're doing the show, and if you're a BDM, you can go back and listen to this.
It's live too.
All of a sudden, Daniel gets an email from our UPS driver, which we know because he delivers a lot of stuff from us. He's a listener.
He's a great dude. He's like almost always listening to us. Like I'll wave to him. We know him. So he emails me and he's like, actually, I think I'm going to be funny to pull up the actual email. He says, here. It's our buddy. He says, "Hey, did somebody just hit your car? If you're getting alerts, I think someone hit you. I had to swerve to get out of the way too. They were driving crazy. I think it's a..." And then he described the car and he said, "with this particular tag on it."
So we...
I ate a Ferrari?
During the OG recap, I went out and did the old school call in your own radio show, Man on the Street, which I love, by the way. I got a jolt of excitement when I did that.
You know, I went back and I watched the video from my car because my car videoed you doing that, and you have he does have the biggest smile on his face. He looks so happy. He's like drunk in the mirror.
Well, he also gets happy with other people's misery, so he knew you were mad that your car got hit.
I mean, I didn't even know, though. I got
a 2 for 1 Joy coupon. 2 for 1 Joy.
I guess when we do reveal these things, it does make you sound pretty horrible, right? That you're like out there looking at something that I like
biggest
destroyed,
smile.
And you're literally like a shit-eating grin on your face.
Is it horrible that I'm happy from your misery? Because
it's horrible for me.
Anyway,
maybe.
So I go out there and I look, and it's a pretty significant giant black scuff on the side of Daniel's wheel well. Like, and when I say pretty significant, I would say probably 18 to 20 inches tall.
Yeah.
The entire thing, black scuff, you know.
Yeah, and a big tire print.
To the point where it's like the person knew. There's no way you're gonna cause a scuff that big and not notice that you bumped something.
Well, the car alarm went off, which is another reason you would probably know. You know, you'd
it's a
hear
significant hit.
Yeah, you would absolutely hear it.
It would hit the car. You'd be like, "Oh, I was like, I came way too close."
your car's gonna move. Yeah.
And trust me, if you've heard stories before where you've heard me talk about things that I've got before, and then I get mad about them or whatever, this is a whole different altercation for me.
Okay, well, yeah, and before Daniel starts telling, because I didn't know this whole story, I specifically asked you not to tell me the whole thing.
Details, but not a lot.
Because
I want you guys to ask questions because I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Because first, and then we were like, oh man, someone hit you or whatever. And then Daniel mentioned, he's like, well, my Tesla has the ability to start, if someone hits the car, it turns on all cameras, and they have cameras around the whole car.
Smart.
And then, so maybe I got him on camera. Mm-hmm. And first thing I thought, I was like, no way, because I don't understand technology. I was like, no way that's true.
Yeah.
There's no way, does a film, on one camera, I understand, like a dash cam, but it's like, is it going to film the side?
I think it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras. 1 in the cabin, 2 on the sides, and 1 on the back. So as soon as it detects anybody near the perimeter of the car, it's really annoying. It'll flash on the screen. It'll say, Tesla Vision or Sentry Mode activated, basically letting people know if you're around the car, you're on camera right now.
Probably a good theft deterrent.
Yeah. Or in places like Portland, they people will just disguise themselves and just go out there and they enjoy beating Teslas up. I don't know. It's weird. Everything's political these days. It's whatever. Anyway, so
he did get the person's license plate.
So what happened what happened was it activated, but when it gets activated like it's been pushed, like the car's been hit or whatever, all the cameras get turned on, and then it just starts recording.
When do you have a little thing you pull up, it says?
You go in. There's a USB in the glove box, right? Okay, and inside the glove box, there's a 100 gig USB stick that holds all your files. And so I just went up there and I just found the time. So I got hit sometime around 1:30 or 1:39, I think, if I wanted to be exact, right? So that's when I got my phone was just going crazy. I'm like, now normally it doesn't do that. But then it said a Sentry Mode disturbance has been, or something like that. It let me know that it had been hit. So I'm like, oh, God, between that and the email, I obviously got hit. So then I went over there. I looked at the video. Actually, Sam was with me. Yeah. Sam and I walked out there. We pulled up the video, and damned if it didn't get this person's car perfectly and a perfect shot of the...
I mean, you could see the camera shift. That's how hard...
It was such a good video of the person hitting me that, the car was, driving away, and it's like, oh, my God, how did you not know? So
they knew.
I took a picture of that. Well, and then here's where it gets, my anxiety got into it. I told Andrea thinking that she was doing what's good, and she always does what's good, trust me. But I didn't know she was doing this. She called the non-emergency number and called the police and then just reported it so I could be on the books, I guess.
Yeah.
which kind of aggravated me because I'm like, I wanted to do that. Like, now do I have to stay here?
Meanwhile, Dan and I are going around the neighborhood looking for this car.
Right, because we have a photo of it, and then I'm thinking to myself, is this such a good idea? I don't know. In this neighborhood, maybe okay, but
So, pause it for a second because
please.
Speaking of the police, now meanwhile, once I forgot about your car.
Well, I still had to leave to go get Maisie. I had to go get my daughter and take her to dance, right? So I have to leave. I can't stay here.
But I also forgot about a meeting that I had that day, which I wasn't wearing my goddamn
your business attire.
And so when they showed up, I was like, "Fuck!" And then I'm moving boxes out of the thing, and then and they showed up. It was a big meeting. Like a potential very good business meeting for our business.
Good. I'll get
Bumblebee.
This is a big one, y'all. This could be very.
And you're in just flip flops and what, like
short. Those same shorts.
Now, can I tell you something crazy? Can I tell you something crazy? That was the first time he'd worn shorts and flip flops in like 3 weeks.
Of course.
Yeah. And anyway, also while I was a little bit unprepared, so I was doing my standard.
He does push-ups in the bathroom.
No, I'm talking, and then my mouth got dry, and then I go to get the only water we have in there, and then I go and open it, I step back down, frozen solid. So I go to drink it, it's frozen.
Start eating it like corn.
And then I'm like, oh God, my mouth is still dry. Anyway, but then I heard a knock on the door. I open up, it's the cops.
Oh shit!
Oh, Jesus.
I crate him.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna get arrested in front of my meeting.
Oh my God!
Oh, were they still here?
No, they came in there, and then I was like, "Oh God, the cops!" No, they came, and then I realized, and they're like, "Is Daniel Dennis here?" And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, this car." Yeah. And then I was like, "I don't know, he's not here."
He left.
Anyway. Took the
he's on the land, but he has the kratom. I don't have the kratom.
I text Daniel, I'm like, "The cops are here. I'm in this business meeting, freaking out."
Called me. Actually, he calls me, and I just got back from taking May. Now, keep in mind, I got hit at 1:39. Sam and I walked over there at like 2:30. You had your meeting at 3. Then I had to go pick up May to take her to dance at 3:30. I'm back at home after dropping her off. It's like 4:15. At 4:15, the cop shows up. Tom calls me, and then he's like, she wants you to come back over. I'm like, no problem. So I get in the car, come back over. I park. She's standing out here. I walk down. I walk up to her. First thing she says is, my boss is a massive listener. Massive listener. And I'm like, okay, good. This is great. This is like talking to Mike Stacks or JC Harrelson. Okay. I got the first name. She knows who I am.
Let's talk about this.
Because thank God.
Because she was dressed like a police officer, but it's a
citizen.
It's a community service.
I was going to say she was really hot.
She was really hot.
She was a pretty girl.
Really hot.
Hey, well, it's inappropriate. She's an officer of the law.
Women, you're not allowed to tell women that they're attractive anymore.
She's still an officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't have.
How does that work?
Officer
she's a real officer, but she also happens to be very attractive.
But not on the same level as a real officer.
No, not on the same level. She didn't have a gun or anything.
But her hotness makes up for that. So it's
it really did.
If you don't have a gun,
I got the gun.
Did she not have a gun?
No, she didn't have a gun.
No, I don't think you can have a gun if you're a
she's
public
a citizen
service
patrol.
She has a baton probably or tonfa.
But she's dressed like an officer though. I feel like you should wear like casual clothes.
Oh, the chat room says you're not allowed to say people are attractive. Okay.
Duly noted.
All right.
I won't say that again.
Jeez Louise.
Anyway, when she met with you, what happened?
Okay, so I walk up to her. She's like, and it was funny too because she already knew it was a Tesla, so she already knew what was going to happen, right? She's like, "Do you have the tag number?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." I show it to her. She's like, "All right," writes it down. She's like, "Let's run it." So she's like, if the person's around here, maybe we can get a hold of them. I'm like, great. She gets in her car, runs the number. She's like, they're right back here.
Oh, close.
And I'm like, oh, man. And as she says that, I kid you not, the car goes by.
No way.
Yep. And it had like a specific sticker on it, a specific type of tag, a specific color.
Did they look over at you and like?
No.
No, they're like, didn't you see this?
Because but I thought
if I
about
hit
that.
a car
I did
and
go
then
I go, hey. I did go like, hey.
Okay.
I pointed. I did the point because I wanted them to like lock it up. I wanted to do the move where it's like, that's there. That's them. That's not blowing the story, but like you're running towards it, like Tom Cruise running.
Yeah. So they drove by, didn't look. Were you standing by
windows,
your car?
Tinted windows. I didn't know whether they looked or not. I looked at them to see if they would look. They did not look, but it was tinted windows. And they were moving, quickly.
Did you look and see if they had a scrape on their car?
It would have been on the opposite side, so I couldn't. So anyway, we know that they're back here. Everybody's gone, so the cop's like, hey, do you want to go try and find her now? And she's like, what do you want to do? And it's like, look, I don't want to make this a big deal.
Break their fucking legs.
No, but I was like, but if it is damaged, I don't know. Like, repaired, there's a sensor that they hid, the one that Tom pointed out. That one is the one I had to clean like crazy.
Yeah.
Because she did get the sensor.
I want to get their insurance so that we could just,
there's emotional damage probably.
Right. No, I just want to swap information and do what's right. Because, like, to me, and what was really getting at me was that I got hit at 1:39. It's 5 o'clock at this point now. It's 4:45 or whatever it was.
Oh, hours
had passed.
Yeah, hours had passed, and you didn't care, right? Like, so, like, now I'm kind of like, now I just, to me, I got to walk through this just to settle it in my own brain, because I'm like, how can you not do that? Yeah. So, we walk down, and the lady finds, and this is
so awkward.
Yeah, this is the stuff that Tom wouldn't do. He'd just be like, it's fine. And I get it. Sometimes I wish I were him. There is some beauty in that. I find the beauty in the resistance or not doing it. I find the beauty in that. Well, that's just not me.
If there was damage that I knew I had to go through insurance, although you didn't know at the time.
I didn't clean it or anything because I didn't know, right? Like, I guess I'm a car.
Don't tamper with evidence.
I'm sort of a car guy, but I'm certainly not like I'm wrenching on like I'm literally doing everything myself. I'm not that guy.
I would have tried to clean it and justify anything to have to go and ring the doorbell and talk to these people and then look at them in the eye. And
You're not curious? I was curious.
I'm an adult. You're an adult.
Are you guys curious? I was curious.
I'll be curious.
Like, I got to see what's happening. Why did you not? Then I started.
I know why. But that's the thing. I know why.
You know the answer.
Because I could put myself in that person's position and then hit a car and then think to myself, I don't want to deal with the consequences of my actions. And so therefore I am going to run. And that's what they did. I know what they did. And I don't want to.
You're a coward.
I'm not a coward. I don't want to face a person.
Well, you're a smart coward.
That are shamed.
Smoured.
The shaming that's involved in me looking at an adult.
But you always say that more people should be shamed.
But not by him. He wants me to do this.
I am a coward.
Do as he says. Do as he says, not as he does.
I'm a pussy.
So we walk. No, you're not. We walk down there. It's just like different people have different things that grind them up. I walk down there with the cop, and then the cop's like, well, what do you want to do? And I say, look, I just want to like make sure I get compensated if it is messed up. And she's like, do you want to press charges? And I said, well, what is this? And she's like, well, she left the scene of an accident, or the person left the scene of an accident. I mean, that's a hit and run as far as we're concerned, And I'm like, well, I don't know. Let's just go ring the doorbell and see how this plays out.
What is that?
Ring it and run away.
What is that penalty or charge if
it's a felony if you hit and run?
I don't know. I don't imagine that she'd be cuffed and taken away because
I think there has to be a certain amount of damage to be.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
If you leave the scene of an accident, it is a felony.
Maybe if a cop,
but not if you bump someone's bumper and do no damage and then leave. That can't be the same crime as if you crush a car.
I agree.
So I wonder what it is. I don't even know. Like if you hit a parked car and you leave and they find out you did that, what is the charge?
Yeah. So anyway, we ring the doorbell.
In the state of Florida, if you hit a parked vehicle and flee the scene, you could be charged with a hit and run, which comes with severe penalties, including a $500 fine, second-degree misdemeanor charges, and a maximum of 60 days in jail.
Oh, wow.
So it depends on probably the damage.
Right.
Still, something you don't want to go through.
No. So I walk up there, great-looking house, ring the doorbell. It's one of those ring doorbells that everybody knows the sound.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Before you continue, what makes this worse for me is the person has money. And why it makes it worse is because if the person didn't have money, then I can justify it. Be like, man, they
didn't have the money to pay for it, or they don't have insurance,
or they know their insurance is going to go up.
This person lives in the house that I want to buy back here. You know what I mean? The houses that I can't afford. I'd love to live in there.
I want it to be a single, in my mind.
So they're probably an entitled jerk, to be honest.
In my mind, if it's like a single mom that's down her luck, that hit my car and left the scene, it's like I'm almost talking.
She had to leave the scene. She's going to her third job, Tom.
And then I'm like, she didn't have the money. Yeah. She's going through rough times.
I thought of that.
But so that's what makes it worse for me, confronting a rich person who had the insurance, could have easily just left their number and then paid for it, or or got out of the car, saw the damage, be like, that's no big deal, leave their number, and then just be like, I'll just pay them off the couple $100 if they want to. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy. Yeah. That's what makes it hard, because then you have to look at the person's eyes and realize that they are a piece of shit. shit for doing what they, or they, not that they're a piece of shit, but they
handled it wrong.
They handled it like a piece of shit.
You handled this incorrectly.
You hit someone's shit and then you leave. You had the money to pay for it. You have great insurance.
You do.
And you just don't give a fuck.
You had everything. You just don't care.
And then have to look at you in the eyes. And then
we'll get there. So,
God.
Ding, ding, ding. I stand there. Cop's not with me, by the way, because I don't know if that's legally or whatever, but, I mean, she stood by and she's like, I'll wait, but you got to do it. And I'm like, all right.
Where? Like she's on the street?
She's by the gate, and I'm by the door. And you know how people are blasting through doors lately. Little Daddy was up there. I'm like, this rich lady blow my goddamn head off.
She's going to open a door at the 12th gate.
Patch Adams blow my head off.
Also, I would have asked the cop to do it, or the community.
No, she asked me to do it. She was so beautiful, I had to do it.
She looked through the ring camera, and you were too short to see from the camera. So she didn't see shit. She the fuck's up my door?
So then,
I see him through the mail slot.
Ding dong ditch.
I'm seeing shadows in there, but nobody's coming. So I go again. Boom, boom, boom. Again, waiting. I'm seeing shadows. I'm seeing shadows.
He's here. He's a little.
Hide.
Then reluctantly, the door. It like barely opens, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm looking for the owner of the." And I had my phone. And I was like, "I'm looking for the owner of this car. I think they hit my car." And it's a woman. It's a very attractive mom. And she looks at me and she goes, "I did hit your car because I didn't see it." That's the first thing I heard. And I'm like,
you didn't see.
God.
Obviously. No shit.
I do like admitting to a crime.
But also, that's a fucking lie.
I did kill her because I hated her.
We know what? Right.
What do you want?
No shit.
So
I hate her.
Number one, it's a bright ass white car, so you saw it. Number two, we know why you hit the car because we saw the video where you were trying to skirt around the car so you could beat the fucking UPS truck.
Yeah, the UPS guy, and she said, and then the next thing out of her mouth was, "I was trying to avoid the UPS guy," in which I say to her, "That's funny. He emailed me and told me, and he's a friend of ours, that he was trying to avoid you." And then the cop shut me down. She's like, because I was doing it. You know, I was like starting to call her on
her bullshit.
Being a dickhead.
And the cop was like, no. And then the cop says, "What do you want to do? Do you want to press charges?" And then the lady goes, "Charges?"
I would have pressed charges.
And I go, "Yeah, you left the scene of an accident." I said, "I believe that this is a felony." And as soon as I said felony, her husband came out on the porch. Yeah, and he was very nice. I gotta say that this guy, I think he had just gotten home. I don't think that he was really privy to much only that she had told him, and he kind of got on her, bristled a little bit and was like,
"Oh yeah," he's like, "What are you doing driving, woman?"
No, he was like, "She did not handle this correctly," like that kind of a thing. So they're kind of having a little sidebar, and then I say to the cop, I say, "Well, I'd rather just try to be cool with this," and the cop goes, "Peace." And then she walks off. She was funny. Really? She was great.
This is
she's like, okay, if you're going to handle it, I'll get out of here. But then she asked me to take a selfie with her for her boss in front of them, which was awesome.
It
was pretty cool.
This is what I don't understand about human behavior is that if I was in the situation, because I like to put myself in everybody's shoes, and I would, I hit the car, I don't want to take responsibility, and then I just leave. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm too busy with my own shit, I'm just going to leave. Then chances are no one's going to see that. I look around, I leave, right? Yeah. And then it's a piece of shit. I'd never do this because I'd be way too embarrassed of this happening to me and the owner showing up, be like, "You hit my car and you left." But if that did happen to me and I saw through the window the guy standing there, I'm like, "Oh shit, that's the guy."
I'd never answer the door.
No, I'd answer the door and be like, "Hello?" And then they tell me you hit my car and be like, "Oh my God, I didn't even know." I would say I
played dumb.
I played dumb. Who doesn't play dumb?
And then you go to that
a dumb person.
You go to the point where
they can't play. They already are.
You go to the point where you're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that." And then you sit down.
"I'm so sorry. I would have stopped."
And you make them feel sorry for you. Where they're like, "Are you okay?" And you go like,
"I guess I am."
I guess I am. Now I'm questioning my own sanity. And
because I had no idea I hit it. I was in a rush.
That's good, T.
I looked back and I didn't see I hit it. I would have I know I hit your car.
Can I make you uncomfortable?
Crazy, right?
May I make you uncomfortable for a second?
Yes.
So I'm talking. So they're having their sidebar, the husband and the wife, and then she's talking to me, and she says this. She goes, and continuously said this like 3 or 4 times. I am a good person. I am a good person.
Yeah, if you have to
you don't have to say that.
I was getting a lot of those, and and I thought of you as I was saying this. I said to her, I go, I'm going to need you to stop saying you're a good person, because I don't judge you being a good person on whether or not you hit my car. I think that's a weird thing to say. I said that to her.
Well, she didn't want everybody, which is weird because
she also said, I'm a mother. And I'm like,
that doesn't mean shit.
I countered that by saying, I am also a father. Like, I didn't know what. And then I got to
I am a lizard.
Why didn't she say, I didn't know I hit it? That's so easy, though.
But the easier
she probably didn't
one,
think that fast.
No, but
she panicked, I think.
The easier one, 4 hours later, this is the easiest one. The easiest one is to say...
She never thought you were going to show up is what happened.
But the easiest one is to say, I was flustered. I didn't know what to do. I freaked out because here's another one she said. She said, I called my father. He came by, looked at it, and said it was pretty bad. And I said, he couldn't have left your information? Like, my point was, I was getting more and more, like, I think everybody, and I know
she's making it worse. She's making it worse.
I know that those of you listening to this expected me to rage or get mad or do the typical me or whatever, right? But I got to tell you, I told you this, I was so sort of sad about the whole thing, and I looked at it, and it really didn't appear that it was going to be a problem because I have paint protective film on the car. Luckily, I do. That paint's horrible in that car, and luckily I put paint protection film on it, and it protected it. You know, like I went home, I cleaned it, and I think it's going to be just fine. There's no issue.
So it buffed out.
Yeah, it buffed out good. I spent some time with it and got it good.
I would have been such a cunt to her.
But
I'm like, oh, you're a mother? This is how you teach your children to take accountability for when they do things wrong?
That's how you escalate it, too.
Yeah, I'm going to escalate. I'm escalating.
No, I was just bummed. And her husband was so cool. He was so nice.
I'm a good person.
He was like, look, I'll pay for anything. She handled this incorrectly. I'm so sorry. Like, and
did you see this happen a couple times?
I was just like, no, he was cool. I was just like really bummed out. I was just like, this is the problem. This is the problem. Other people out there talking about these other things, those are not the problems. This type of attitude, that is the problem. Where you just can't simply say, I hit
Take
your car.
Accountability.
No, it's simple though. Yeah. I hit your car. I'm so sorry. I'll pay for it. That's it. That's all you got to say. If she had said that,
no excuse.
I didn't know I hit your car. I'm sorry. That seems like the most because
either deny, lie, or just say you're sorry.
She's too frazzled to even think about that. Or say, hey, can we take care of this another way and like invite you inside?
Oh, come on.
No.
She's a mother.
I mean, it seems like the neighborhood to do that.
No, stop it.
Okay.
I assumed
Jesus.
I make mistakes all the time. I don't know if you know this. It's like
we all do. Everybody does.
The other day, I was pressure washing my back patio because the friends are coming over to like spot pressure washing.
Look, this guy rolls out the red carpet for those
guys. Then I opened up one of my sunbrellas, and I was like, oh, it's moldy. And then I went to go pressure wash it, and it blew a hole through it. And then I was like, oh, yeah,
you know why?
Probably should have done that.
You know why? Because no grown man should say sunbrella. That is not a term.
I was going to say I've never even heard anybody say that before.
Yeah, that is
and
the gayest thing you've ever done.
I kind of hate it.
It's a brand of umbrella.
Anyway. Obviously a great brand if you can blow a hole through it.
And as soon as I blew a hole through it, I was like, well, I made a mistake again. And then I was like, I'm gonna have to explain this to the crow. Because
you should blow holes through the whole thing.
Because when
destroy it.
She's going to see this and be like, what the who blew a hole in this
That's
shit?
when you deny. You'd be like, I have no idea what happened.
Hail.
Ooh.
One of the kids got a hold of
Yeah, blame the kids.
No.
The squirrel.
I immediately started weaving a tale in my brain about how it sat for so long. It must have got...
there you go. 4 hours later, you can't leave a Post-it note, this guy. Same lady. They're the same lady.
Well, I'm just saying, don't people think of the excuses or lies?
Why aren't you people
thinking of more lies?
Where are your lies?
Every time I make a mistake, I think of an excuse to tell someone when they confront me about it. I thought that's what everybody does. Like every bad grade I got, everything is always excuses. It was like all things because I don't want to say it's because I'm an idiot or I'm a bad person.
Or I just don't give a shit.
Yeah. You can't say that. It's got to be something else.
So at least you're trying to come across as a good person, which makes you a halfway good person.
Well, you just don't want to admit how much of a piece of shit you are.
Oh, like I do every week on that story?
Well, the best part of this, and all's well that ends well, is as I was leaving, I took the car over there, they got to see the damage or whatever, and I was so disgusted that I was just like... I'm gonna take a page out of Tom's book. I did. I thought of you as I was doing this too, and they were like, "Hey, we can take it to this guy. I got a guy." I was like, "Nope, I'm gonna handle this because I can trust me. I'm sorry that this all happened. I wish I'd met you guys in a different way." He apologized. That's about as far as it got. I got in the car. I drove away. I was like, "I'll handle this on my own." Came back over here, and the cop was there, and I just, "Hey, is anything else?" She's like, "No, you're good." And then she said, "Look, I would like to think," and this was the great way to end it. She tied it with a beautiful little bow. She said, "I would like to think that she was going to come back and put the Post-it note on your car because she kept telling us, I'm a good person. I was going to come back. Mm-hmm. But let's just be glad that we forced her hand." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Agreed."
Well, you never. No way she's coming back. She drove by you.
Yeah, I think that's
over here. No, that's what she was saying.
4 hours.
That was what she was saying. Is that like?
She straight up told Tom and I that she didn't think she was coming back.
No, I know. That's what she said to me.
She's like, she said she was coming back, but
no, that's what I'm saying. She basically said, "Look, I'd like to think that she was going to come back and do it, but I'm just glad we had to force her hand."
Anyway, it's super awkward, but
and really sad.
People do need to be confronted because I honestly would have just wiped off the scuff, looked at it and been like, "Fuck it," all going through this whole calling the cops or going to confront this person. I would have never done it. I would have been like, "Fuck it, it's fine, move on." But guess what? That person would have done it again and never thought about now.
I had to tell her
because of this awkward exchange, and I'm sure it caused a day of embarrassment that maybe she won't do it again. And that's what people need to do.
Yeah, flip your script on the single mom that hit the car. Put the single mom's car out there and have that lady hit the single mom's car.
Right, they can't afford
no cameras. Yeah. Can't find the license plate.
It's a piece
no
of shit.
recourse, and then but still, if she can't drive it and get to work,
I'm joking.
Can't take her kids to childcare. I mean, yeah, it's saved by the cameras, I guess. So,
I imagine that in the future, most cars will probably be built with full cameras like this. And there will be maybe no more of this.
I know my truck has all of
the new.
Think about
the new Elantra. I think that just came out. That's a Hyundai product, right? I just saw the commercial, and they outfitted. I think it's got more cameras than anything I've ever seen. It's got blind spot cameras and ones that activate as soon as you get hit or you're in an accident, front facing.
You think this will correct societal behavior because we will enter a time where everything's on camera at all times. Because even now, the likelihood of someone having a Ring doorbell is pretty high in your neighborhood. So you being on camera driving by or whatever, the cops are solving murders like this. Following a car through Ring doorbells and ATM cameras and business cameras. There's just so many cameras. Because in the 90s, I remember my truck, I was at a house party one time and someone rammed into my truck and left this huge dent on the side. Yeah. And then people at the party were like, "Oh, someone hit your car." And then I went outside. They left or whatever. And then it was like, well, I'll never find them again. When you got hit in the 90s, if someone hit your car...
I got hit in the 2000s and I never got...
Yeah.
If they just take off, there's not much you can do.
True.
I demolished an entire residential gate.
Okay.
Property damage.
But
there he is, guys. He's still here.
There will be a time, I imagine, in 20 years where there are so many cars with cameras that if someone hits a car, they'll probably think, I have to leave a note.
The cops seem relieved. She, as soon as I showed it to her, she's like, "Oh, this is going to be so easy." She was like, "Oh, easy time."
Yeah, because any other time, if you don't have cameras or any proof, that's it. They hit your car and then there's nothing.
Yeah, and it was cut and dry. You saw Sam laughed because you could see the camera go, and the whole car goes,
So she hit that shit hard.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well. But all's well that ends well. Car's fine. And, actually, the damage I did on the back of it, you were right, is worse. When I backed into the trailer hitch.
What about this? This is a question.
And we got to take a break soon.
But if there was say you wiped off, it was a giant tire scuff, and you wiped it off, and you're like, well, there's no scratches. But could you put in a claim for the time it took, and say I spent 3 hours in my garage buffing this out or whatever? Could there be some sort of...
down. That's interesting.
Could you hit up the husband and be
I did work on it to get it clean. I did have to buff it out.
I think you have to get an actual quote from a place.
I think she's
because
right.
I've gone through this. You can't, if you work on it yourself, they can't quantify a check to cut you.
Unless you were
What if you just hit up the husband? You're like, PayPal me $150.
Yeah.
He could have done that.
Or else.
Would he do it? Or he'd probably be
he was very nice.
He probably would because he was embarrassed of his wife.
No, he would have absolutely done it. He wanted wanted to take care of it. He was a good guy. He even offered to set me up with some of his. He has like private guys that do detailing. He's like, I'll get my guy. I'm like, you're good, man. Let's not make it any bigger than.
Oh, you should have got a whole detail out of
it.
No.
You just start taking everything like
I know you
start texting him. You're like, I want the NFL ticket. Sort of making demand. I mean, who knows?
I want donuts for life. From where?
To start being a crazy person, and then, because
I am a crazy person.
No, but
I'm trying to uncrazy myself.
Because if you think about it, really, she did get off scot-free. Like, there's not that besides from the.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he. I don't know. Maybe sex. No sex for a few days. They argued or something like that.
Oh, they argued for sure. You can see it. You can see him arguing. Yeah, you can see him arguing for sure.
Yeah, but how much does he really care about a stranger's car? Like, that's his wife. He's got to live with her. He probably says that. He says that in front of you, and then after.
What if it's not the first time? He's like, this is the 10th time you've done this.
Okay,
I mean, it was a big vehicle.
Yeah.
She might not be able to handle that.
All the moms around here got vehicles too big. I would like it if as soon as they close the door, they're like, God damn M word. That'd be awesome. I'd be like, yeah. They got me good if they were like, my God, look at how awkward he looks driving that car. He looks hideous. All right. Billy Barty.
Let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, Seth's got some stories.
Yeah, and then he was asking. Man, when you were asking us questions, I was like, uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
My bad story.
Let's do punk rock today, or like hardcore kind of styled stuff. New album came out from the band Drain, and this is going to start like super heavy and aggressive. So it's going to be like a 1, 2, 3. Run your fucking mouth. Family-friendly service. That's our good buddies over at American Air and Heat. And, man, it's only going to get more hot.
Yeah.
Where are we at now? Are we in May? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
It's a coming.
Yeah. The heat is coming.
Yeah.
And
the heat is on.
And if you're, play that.
The heat is on. The heat is on. It's on the street.
Maybe your unit needs a preventative maintenance.
Yes.
I would get it now before the real heat comes.
Kind of like calling gringos on Cinco de Mayo to get all your tacos. It's not a good idea. So don't do that. Just call now. Yeah, because in August, when your air...
Because everybody's air is going to be running.
It's going to die. Trust me when I tell you it's going to die.
Have them come do the preventative maintenance. Check everything. Make sure it's running correctly. Also...
Make some upgrades. We got UV lights in there. Kill some of the mold, the particulates that get in there. We got electrostatic filters. It uses electricity, like low-level electricity, to pull particulates out of the air. Yeah. It's awesome,
This is 2023. It's not the 90s anymore. If you got some old air conditioner that doesn't have all the technology. Yeah. Also, it's probably running too much. Your bill is crazy high. Just do the math.
That fan covered in leaves.
I saved $100 a month, especially in the summer when I got the whole new unit. I got all new ductwork from American Air and Heat that have a return in each room, so it sucks the heat out of every room. I had the old school return in the living room.
Yeah, the big jumbo return. It's like a 6-foot wall.
And I'm like, well, it should be sucking the air out of every room so it could run more efficiently, and that's what it does now, and it makes a difference.
Exactly.
So ask them. Just get a quote for a whole new system, and if you get a new system, you could always come watch the show. Yep. We appreciate it. They're awesome service, just like Daniel was talking about.
I mean, just top to bottom, they're just good dudes. They've been doing it for a very long time, and they are a family-owned company, a BDM company, people that we know. So if you want that family-friendly service, go to our good friends at American Air and Heat.
AmericanAirandHeat.com.
Oh, no.
You all right? What happened?
I spilled your birdseed water all over.
We have lizard shit everywhere. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
The name of the band was Harbor. The name of the song, Swimming in My Head. Before that, you heard Drain with Run Your Luck.
Let me talk about Manscaped real quick.
Oh, I used it this morning to buzz down all my tattoos. I took all the hair off my tattoos because it's easier to put sunscreen on.
Look at this kit you get. If you're
that's the beard hedger.
Yep, the beard hedger.
Yes.
They have beard kits. They have the weed whacker for nose hairs. They have
the weed whacker, though, makes me, like, I get confused when my wife said, where's your weed whacker? I think that should be like a tallywhacker.
I agree.
Right, weed whacker. But no, that's, I forget what that one's
Ear
called.
and nose hair, right?
Yeah.
Weed whacker?
I use it in my ears.
Yep, and you can get 20% off and free shipping worldwide if you use promo code TOMANDDAN when you order your Manscaped products.
Yep, ceramic blades, you can just order replacement blades right from there. The beard hedger I really like. See that little black case in there? Hold that guy up.
Yeah.
That thing is awesome because you can put your beard hedger in there for traveling, or you can put in all of your marijuana products.
Yeah.
I'm serious. The Manscaped knows what they're doing. They got you covered. And so when I travel, that's what this got a built-in guard. On the top, so you dial in how long you want your beard.
It's nice.
Super nice.
If you're looking for
ergodynamic, who's got dibs on that one?
Ergodynamic. Well, Dana, we've got one.
Ergo, I want one.
You want? Well, this is going to
be your payment for today.
This is your payment.
Those are
like $280.
Well, I mean, we got it for free, but so I'd rather give.
If things go good, I don't want my payment today. And I was going to explain that in my good news, but we'll get to
that's
what does that mean?
I don't trust this man.
Of course you want it. So anyway, manscaped.com. So let's do some good and bad with Seth.
All right, buddy.
Hi, me Seth. Me gonna tell you a couple stories, okay? You're gonna be impressed. Me tell you 2 stories. One good, one bad. Me tell you a good one. Me promise you'll laugh. Wait. Why me see chat room saying good ones seem kind of bad? One story good. One story bad. One story feel happy. One story me sad. One story me big hero. The next me douchebag. One story me good. Me really good. Me telling you this story good. One story me bad.
Good Bad brought to you by Injured on the Go. Just call Mo. What do we got, Seth?
Okay, I thought you were going to do more than that.
No.
So, like I said, I've ran out of good stories.
Oh, yeah, we know.
I have lots of changing it to bad and bad.
No,
double bad.
Double
bad.
Why don't you try to do something good in between the 3 weeks?
Yeah, you could do you could go.
That's what I was trying to do today.
We could change the whole bit into you take something you've done bad in the past, and then this week you tell us the story, and then you go out and try to do a good deed, do something sort of like it, but good.
I have lots of little good stories, but like I said, they don't make good. They're not funny. Like I do lots of little things that are good, but there's not like.
Well, give us one. I mean,
it's too small for lots of words.
Shoot us a tiny.
Okay,
give us one.
Okay, a woman who could not afford payments for karate for her little kid.
Oh my God!
I gave him a free,
just like the Little Caesars owner paying Rosa Parks' apartment for years.
Almost similar.
Very similar.
Very
similar.
No, but I was like, you know what? I want this person to have, some outlet.
Was she cute?
No, it was a little kid.
The
mom. You idiot.
This guy. Hold on. No. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You said that.
If it wasn't real, you'd be a comedic genius. But I can't. Anyway,
Anyway, I just felt like this person.
Also, it seems like something I'd tell you too. If my kid was in karate, you'd be like, I can't afford it.
Of course.
Come on, give my kids some free kicking.
Like, I want them to be in karate, but I can't pay for it. So what are we going to do?
All sorts of things that people I know that can't afford things, I buy them stuff and get them stuff.
Like Tracy can't afford lingerie. You buy some lingerie.
No, like a couple of distant family members needed some health things that they needed done, and I paid for like scans. And
I got my aunt the breast augmentation. She got big. Hey, let me see them oats.
Just stuff like that. I mean, I donate.
I got
once
my
a year.
grandma's labia reduced.
Got my cousin a BBL.
Anyway, so I want to turn something that I do douchey into something good, I guess.
Okay.
So
oh my God, like Jesus turning water into wine.
Yeah. So like everybody knows I got the new I got the new TRX. It's bright yellow.
Bright yellow.
TRX.
Very good.
Yeah, my God, it is a very good. Oh my God, you're very good again.
When Seth texts me this, he texts me the picture. He's standing in front of his bright yellow truck.
You wanted the best.
Yes.
And then I'm like, yellow! And I'm like, oh.
It was the only. So it's the Havoc edition, which is the special.
Havoc.
The special edition for that truck is the yellow paint, the yellow inside.
You know what I calls?
Accents.
Havoc.
So I need to tone it down a little bit. To me, that's just very, very bright and obnoxious. So I was going to put some matte black wrap on it that was equally obnoxious to other people, but I like it a little bit better if it was toned down with some matte black.
Okay.
So I wanted to put it out there to the BDM community, maybe on the Facebook page or something like that. Post a picture of my car, and whoever designs the best wrap, I'll get it done to my truck. And then
they can pay for it.
No. Yeah.
I'll let you pay for my wrap.
So you put up a contest, assuming that people care.
Yes, assuming that's what I was going to ask you guys.
How did I miss this?
If you think people would care about it, and then if I chose them, I would donate.
Why don't you make it look like why don't you wrap it like with a matte with some brown in it and make it look like an aging banana?
Ooh.
Right? No one does
like gorilla, yeah.
That's not extreme
enough.
enough.
I have some.
Bruised banana.
Why'd you say extreme like that?
Just the way you said that.
Yeah, it was weird. So if I chose their design, then I'll donate I don't know, a couple weeks pay to their charity.
Why don't you buy karate for a couple of single moms?
Or that.
A couple weeks pay of this pay, not your actual pay.
Or my own pay. Any pay. No, a couple weeks of my pay.
Yeah, I was going to say,
So
$200?
A couple $100 to the charity of their choice.
Okay, all right.
Is that not bad? I'm sorry, do other people donate more than a couple $100? I'm sorry.
Other people don't get paid.
Okay, that's why I'm saying I don't need it. I would donate it to a charity of their choosing.
What if we wrapped the truck and made it look like it was nude with all of its muscles exposed?
Ew.
Like it's an actual...
But it's an actual car? Like
it's an actual mechanical car, but make it look fleshy, like it's got muscles.
No.
Or what about like an eagle? An eagle's talons are ripping.
Ripping open the...
and then underneath...
That's a classic.
Underneath American flag.
Yeah, all right. I like that.
So, yeah, it shows
up. Japanese flag.
And then another eagle ripping through the American flag, and underneath that, another American flag.
As long as the other side there's a Japanese flag, cool.
Can't have that on there. Sorry. That's an American-made truck. Can't have that on there.
I know, I was thinking of putting kanji on there, but I can't have that on there.
You can't have that on there.
It just doesn't mesh well.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you guys think it's a stupid idea, of course, but I didn't know if you think it might work to
I mean, it'll be a fun thread.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot of penises.
That's just it. I need it to be serious. Well, somewhat serious, because I'm actually want to use somebody's idea to do it.
Spot.
Seth, it's like if I put up a Photoshop contest. I'm like, Photoshop this picture of me kicking a field goal at the Predators, and then the best one wins.
Bad.
It's none of them is going to be me shaking Joe Biden's hand or whatever.
Getting a Congressional Medal of Honor.
It's all
winning the Olympics.
It's all going to be jokes. And so if you put this up, it will all be jokes, and no design will be chosen by you.
Well, then the one person who doesn't take it as a joke and tries to do something serious that I might like...
That doesn't exist. There's not one BDM that will actually give you a legitimate...
hey man, I did the measurements and this is going to work out just fine. No,
I don't need a measurement. Just an idea.
No, everyone's going to...
I have faith in the BDM. I think there's somebody who would do it.
It'll be 10,000
What if you make it like scales, like it's like a black mamba?
Well, I could dig that, because that's jungly.
Can I get your $200?
That's pretty good.
Well, you got to design. You got to Photoshop it on the side of my truck.
I can't do that. I just gave you the idea.
Look, you just draw the scales on.
Yeah.
80% turds.
Turd truck.
Yeah, a lot of pee-pee just because it's a yellow. Yeah. You already have a tampon. Yeah. So this is going to be, it'll be, maybe 99% pee-pee. I don't know. And it'll all be dicks and
I'm sure dicks, a lot of dicks.
Tons of dicks.
Some beard dye.
A lot a turd dick.
yeah.
I don't even know what that is, but
Well, I mean, it's like
some joke about you only dating younger girls. I mean, it'll only be jokes. It was
dying
Brazzers on the side.
It's gonna be a mess.
Hey, some Kimbo stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
maybe I can do an RIP Kimbo thing on once. No,
I wouldn't.
Your UFC record.
I could do that.
On there.
as long as there's a 1 in the first column, that's fine.
A little CTE joke in there. Can't remember the name of your truck.
All right, so okay, well then, fuck it.
No. I mean,
No, you got to talk me out of it now. Now I'm going to keep the money.
Just do it. Just try it.
Try it.
I don't want to take anything away from the
So your mini
listeners.
good story was that you were going to source out something for your personal.
I like this.
Yeah.
I was turning something douchey into trying to do something positive with the douchey
for you,
thing.
positive for you.
By the way,
You know what you should have called it? You should have called it an art scholarship. Yeah.
By the way,
you got a lot of BDM artists.
You know how much it would cost if you went to a place that wraps
There's one right up here.
Yeah, wraps for less.
And then asked them to design something custom. Like, it would be
he doesn't want to pay.
$1,200.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a brilliant and cheapo way to get free artwork.
SJ's taking a swing at it. You got a guy on the hook. He's in there right now, and he knows his way around that.
See? There we go.
Like, guess what? I'll pay $200 to charity for anything that costs $1,200.
I think EJ should
It doesn't cost me money. No, when I send my rap guys whatever ideas that I want, they don't charge me for their designs and stuff like that. They only charge me for actually when they put the rep on. They hook me up really good.
No, they don't charge.
You always wrap your cards, right?
I always go there to wrap my stuff.
EJ says that you should make it into wrapped as an MRI machine.
That's pretty funny.
That's
pretty good, EJ.
And everything as you're driving down the road, and that's pretty funny.
Also,
funny.
I know the business. They say they don't put it on your bill, but they just wrap
add
it.
it in
They
there.
add it into the wrap.
And I know that they
And they're
know
like,
that
we're really hooking you up, Seth.
But I know that they know that I know their business, and I just anytime they hit me with a number, I talk them down and I say, throw in a window tint, and you got yourself a deal. So that's
I thought they were your friends. You're haggling your friends.
Doing business like my dad did in the 60s.
the rich. No, I always got to throw in
All
something.
right, what's the bad story then?
Okay.
All right, well, so the bad story is.
And by the way, the good was almost a 0 to
Yeah, it really was a nothing. It was a nothing.
It's never been lower.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was. I don't even know what it was. I thought we were still doing the Manscaped ad.
Besides from donating the charity, but it's less than what a wrap design would cost.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's where you're fibbing. No, it's not.
I think it's more than $200 to design a wrap.
Plus, give it to the BDM themselves. You think they give a shit about donating their time?
Well, I thought they would want to be nice and charitable too.
There
and
are
give it to
some
somebody
people
else.
doing it though, so we'll see.
Okay, all right.
We'll see.
Sorry.
They
Keep
want to know
going.
your model of your truck though.
It's a 2023 TRX Havoc. Dodge Ram TRX
Dodge
Havoc.
Ram TRX Havoc.
Yes.
What's the
MSRP?
What's a walk away
look that
there?
up,
Because
Sam.
everything like 20% above the damn.
I talked him down. The sticker is 108.
And you ask him
I was
to
going to
throw
say
in a window
106 or
tent.
108, yeah.
Throw in a window tent.
$100K for a truck?
Oh my god!
God
Not a
damn.
hauling truck either. That's a.
God
I
damn!
I hauled my boat with it, and it
No, I mean,
way
like, it's
nicer
not like
than
you're
the
going to be loading sawdust in the back to feed your hogs.
I put water bottles back there for the dojo.
I'm not joking. If someone told me a semi truck costs $100,000, I'd be like, okay, that makes it.
Yeah,
about
I know.
you haul a bunch of shit like $100,000 for a regular truck.
Yeah, one day you'll get there, buddy.
It has cool little cooler storage.
Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
What?
Cooler storage.
You got cooler storage. $100,000 worth of cooler storage.
Yeah,
God damn.
it drives. It's way nicer than the Ford, though. 100%.
It better be for $100,000.
$108,000. It better be awesome. It better suck your dick as you're driving down the road.
Remember when houses used to cost like $100,000?
My first house was $92,000.
Yeah.
Deltona, Florida.
And people are asking about the Scout. I still have the Scout's getting work. The Scout supposedly should be done by the end of this month. He promised me.
What are you going to do with that?
I'm probably going to sell that.
Yeah, he's gonna sell it.
It was an investment
He
thing.
waited 3 years for this thing.
No, I'll drive it for a couple weeks.
He'll drive it.
Then you diminish the value, right?
Maybe wrap it and then no. I'm just
What kind of wrap are you gonna put on
Which
it?
car are you going to keep in your garage? Because you only have room for one.
The red eye only fits in the garage. Nothing else fits in.
So
the
Where do you
truck-
put your truck?
It's in my front car garage. Well, I have a 2-car garage in the back and a 1-car garage in the front, and I pull the truck up to the 1-car garage in the front. I don't go in it, but I park in front of it, and then the 2-car garage gets the Hellcat.
Ooh, it's an exterior.
Where's your boat at?
$108,000 car. Oof.
Yeah, it doesn't fit.
You got to build a new garage.
The boat's at a marina.
Where at Marina?
Well, I'm not going to say because some of these idiots are going to go mess with my boat or something like that.
Is it a like a freshwater marina or saltwater?
No, it's stored out at dry dock.
Okay. All right.
He does everything better than
on the coast.
I want you to know.
Yeah,
how
it's
much,
like 10 minutes down the road.
Look at him big dicking you. Nobody's fucking in his boat.
What marina is 10 minutes? Is it boat trade?
Okay, no, it's about 10 to 12 minutes down the road.
Is it on the St. John's?
No. It's on a lake. It's on a lake. It's on a lake, though.
Do you know what he's talking about?
No.
Is it a BDM's house?
No, it's an actual.
Is it Conway Jag?
We knew it was Jag.
No, it's not Jag.
I heard he's done some bad things.
Don't talk about
I heard he does a lot of bad things.
I'm staying far away from
That
it.
guy's
No, I'm
a
just joking.
fucking pervert.
No, I'm just
Okay,
joking.
sorry. Get back to your bad story.
So the bad story was recently. So there's other karate dojos in the area, right? And everyone kind of knows each other. We're all friends.
No, he took a shit in the karate.
No, so there was a big seminar. They were putting on. They invited all the other dojos to their dojo for like a weekend of training, kids and adults.
Okay.
And normally when you do something like this, it's separated. Kids go at one time, then the adults come and spar. And
So
fight.
all the senseis from all the surrounding area dojos
about 4 dojos got together. About 4. Yeah.
all come together to
Well, this
compete.
is like that Guardians movie that Alec Baldwin did the voice of Santa Claus. When it was like the Tooth Fairy Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, they all came together. I picture all the Orlando dojo, like the heads of office all coming together or whatever.
In my mind, every single one has American flag Zuba spans.
Yeah.
That's the
Like there's
stereotype.
not one Asian person there? Is that...
Well, just because of all the jokes of dojos throughout the years, the foot fist way,
the Americanized.
And it's all the Americanized dojos that give our dojos a bad name. That you think that. That's why. Because there are dojos that wear the all different crazy color gis and the flashy pants. And
You don't do that, right?
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't let me wear a Jumpman gi, would you?
You do, though, live the life of Kenny Powers.
Yeah.
It's not like you are.
The only difference is you're dead serious in the dojo.
Like, you don't look like the guy who trained Kill Bill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you look like a stereotypical.
Yeah, you do. With a backwards hat, that beard, and your new truck.
Right.
I expect you to go to Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. It's anyway, go ahead.
So it's 4 traditional dojos, like actual karate dojos, got together, and the kids were mixed in with the adults. So it was a 2.5-hour seminar, lots of drilling and stuff like that. Then at one point we put on sparring gloves, right?
Okay.
So because we have to have protection on your knuckles, we're not hurting our hands or hurting the other person. And we paired off into groups of like 4 or 5, and they had one adult with like 4 or 5 of the younger kids, like teenagers and maybe middle schoolers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I was the sensei at another dojo, so I was definitely one of the people they chose to get with a group of like 4 or 5 kids.
Okay.
So I'm in charge of like middle schoolers, basically. I think there was one high schooler in there, but they're all basically
It's
like,
not the Tuma.
Okay, yeah.
they're all basically like
It's
12,
like-
10
Yeah.
to 12-ish.
Yeah.
One kid was like 13, I think.
Yeah.
So we're doing a drill where the one person has to like come in for the attack, like they have to feint and actually like come in for the attack, and we have to like react as fast as
I'm
we
good
can
at feinting.
and throw like a reverse punch, Yakasuki it's called, to like to the face.
Yakasuki.
And now these are kids.
These are
12-year-olds.
These are 12-year-old kids. And I'm the one that I'm one of the bigger guys there.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're the sensei. You got to give him the Yakuzuki.
Sensei Yakasuki.
And then so everyone's fine. Every other sensei does great. And when I'm at my dojo,
everything's fine, perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Very
And
good.
is this for like a training purpose?
just a training program, just to get everyone just on.
Everybody, like you go there and you just rip out a couple Yakazukis.
Yakuzukis.
Yaku?
Gyaku.
Gyaku.
Gya
Gyaku.
Ku. Gyaku.
Gyaku.
Gyakuzuki.
Gyakuzuki.
Zika.
So the first couple of kids came in on me, like I'm showing it first. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of telling them kids what to do. Like, you guys are going to come in. I'm going to stop, because in point karate fighting, head punches are, you have to just brush the skin. If there's any head movement at all from the other person, like if it jolts back at all, it's a warning. You can hit to the stomach with some force. Like you can hit and make some noise and some thud, and it's okay to hit a little bit hard from neck down, from lower neck down.
Right. But they don't want people
no head
each
contact.
other in the head.
No
Titties
head contact.
Waist,
it's just
good
touch.
You
have to show extreme focus and kime. It's called, or just the
K-Fab.
Yeah, it's a Japanese term.
Secret handshake. Yeah, K-Fab.
And anyway,
Jake the steak.
Okay, I'm going off too far on this. Anyway, one kid comes in.
Yakasuki.
Boom, perfect. Good. I'm like, all right, ready? Ikea. He comes in. Boom. I throw the punch and it's fine. Third kid comes in. He lunges in a little too far. I try to pull my punch back as he's coming in full speed on me.
You go full Yakasuki.
I go full Yakasuki. So the padding. And I am ki-eyeing after each punch. I am going. So I'm going. That's my ki.
Wow.
So that's what I'm doing.
Is that what you thrust in bed? Is that terrifying?
Did anybody at the karate conference think to themselves hey, let's not get the guy who punched out
Kenny
Kimbo
Powers
Slice.
just killed a kid.
This guy beat Kimbo Slice. Maybe he doesn't have the self-control to be not hitting.
You don't get Bam Margera to read to my daughter in first grade, it's not his job. It's not his job.
I'm usually really good with the foot. I've done this a million times.
What happened to
kids?
I don't know what it was. I think it was just a different atmosphere, and the kid just came in a little hard.
The kid.
I'm not blaming him. But
shouldn't you have had more control?
You have a tendency to beat up minorities.
But I did stop. I do have.
Kid?
When I'm sparring in the dojo,
could you not help yourself?
Did you see him?
Did you have a flashback?
It's some dogs just attack people.
Some Vietnam veteran where they hear an explosion, they hit the deck.
Did the kid have a big beard like yours? You're Yakasuki.
So you punched a 12-year-old?
No. So and just so you got, I've sparred thousands of matches as I've been teaching, and not one time has this ever happened. So one mistake. One mistake out of thousands of times doing this is not that bad. It's just
did he cry?
Oh, so after I punched him, the padding is on these two.
Your knuckles broke through.
No, listen, the padding is on the big knuckles.
Now. The kid's never been the same.
We gotta go fund me for him.
He's like that snowboarder who hit his head and became a different person.
The padding is not on this part of your hand because you're not supposed to hit with that part of the hand.
Yeah.
But as I tried to draw back to stop myself from punching, I went up.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, popped his eyeball out.
And uppercutted this
I
man.
uppercutted his nose hard as I could. You heard a crunch up his nose. I pulled back, and he goes, and then it's a white gi, right? So all you see is just blood just gulping out like some Yakasuki. It was a 12-year-old kid crying. Everyone's looking. Everybody stops. The other senseis are looking at me.
Are you the only white one?
No.
Why did you do that?
I'm the only. Well, they are Spanish. Lots of Spanish. So the mom was totally okay with it. The mom was like,
he deserves it. He's a son of a bitch.
He talks back to me all the time.
He's a son of a bitch. You should see him in Walmart. I told him no football cards.
The mom was totally cool. The sister, who also did karate, was there. She was like a teenager. She went and grabbed him, was like, "Oh, you okay?" Brought him in the back and was pinching his nose. I was like, "No, don't lean back." I was trying to help.
Me.
And of course, I felt like absolute dog shit. I'm a guest in someone else's dojo. I'm the one with the biggest name.
In my dojo. I've always wanted to do that role.
Is there some sort of punishment?
No, the other. Honestly,
you must fall on your wooden sword.
The other senseis from that dojo were totally fine. They're like, Seth, don't worry.
You must take a pre-broken board and stick it in your ass.
I was freaking out. I was with the kid the whole time.
You must take fake board that look like a plastic and go to jibby jab and stick it in ass. That's what he told me. And you're like, I have to do it. I'll do it, sir. I'm sorry.
So everybody was saying no, it's fine.
It's fine. All the that was no big deal, but I was freaking out. The sister was freaking out. The mom was freaking out.
He did break his nose.
So I'm going over to him like, hey,
then you get a nose like mine because I never got it fixed.
I got him ice and put it on top of his nose because
that's called broken 6 times before the age of 14.
Could you be charged with punching a 12-year-old?
That dojo probably could. I don't know if I'm. I'm in that dojo.
You technically, even if you were sparring, you still.
And you're basically a deadly weapon.
No, I don't think so. If you
punch him in the face.
No, it was an accident. No, if you're there, you know what you're getting into. I don't think you can be charged.
I don't know. I'm
He's just asking the question.
I don't think it's assault. I don't think it's assault.
Yeah, what if the parents were like this adult sensei,
this professional fighter?
And I did. Oh, you know what? Somebody said in the chat that the only way to get equal is to have him take a shot at me. That was one of the things I said. I was like, hey, look, when we spar again, you can hit me. You can go at me. Get me back. Like, hit me. I want him to hit me. But he's like, no, he couldn't.
My sensei taught me to be a lover and not to be a fighter, and I'll never use the Yakasuki for good match.
And then I said, if you ever want, I went to the mom, I was like, hey, if you ever want to come for some free training.
If you ever want to, hook up or anything. No. I got an RTX if you want to, make out or suck my dick or anything.
I invite him to the dojo for some free training because I felt...
I would never go to your dojo
if you want to go to my dojo to figure out how to not be a pussy and not get wood shavings in your vagina, come on down.
I hope I could find this kid one day and if you ever want to get revenge, study your ass off as hard as you can, become a doctor, then get a position. This is gonna be a long con revenge.
This is like Old Boy. This is like the Korean film Old Boy. At the very end, the reveal was like a 7-year con.
And then you study to become a doctor. You work your way up, internship, a residency in a hospital. You finally get your own private practice somewhere near Seth's residence, and eventually, just based on numbers, he will wander in there one day.
No, he'll just walk out your window, and you'll walk out and you'll be like, "Excuse me, sir, I don't normally do this, but you happen to have
that spot right there."
Yeah, that spot looks like a cancer that I've known before.
And then you know what to do after that. But you can say, a lot.
It's literally
25 years
Devil's
later.
Playground. At that point, Devil's Playground.
But the kid was tough. Like after about 30 minutes of being in the back room, pinching noses and icing it and cleaning his gi off, for the last 20, 30 minutes, he came out. And there's white gi with just pink stains because we dabbed it all up.
You gotta buy him a new gi.
I should have offered that. That would have been a good. That would have been a good story.
You ruined his gi.
I would have bought his
That's what I'm talking about.
All you had to have done for this story was end it with "I purchased him."
Well, that wouldn't even be good.
You
that
guys
would just be fair.
Isn't this almost like the story I told, where all you had to do is what's right?
He just watched him walk out with a bloody gi.
No,
I said
I gave him free training. I said he could hit me back.
That's what kids do in a playground. You have to buy him a new gi, and then maybe pick out one of your swords that you have and present it to him.
Here's some hatchet I have.
Maybe in some weird way, I usually don't think this way, but maybe he's like, oh, I got hit by Seth pictures. Maybe he thought that way too.
Tom thinks like that though.
But I don't think like that.
As a 12-year-old, he probably didn't know who you were.
That's how Tom thinks. He's like, I left him with my stories. I gave him some drunkies. Right? That's where you guys align.
He wasn't even born when you fought Kimbo.
People still know.
Still remember. Oh, man. Oh, buddy, come here. Come here. Let me give you a hug.
It's all right.
Let me give you a hug.
Before we go to break, I want to ask you about your sword test. Because
sword test?
Hey, can I just, not even making fun or anything?
Yeah,
those photos are rad. Like, when you see those, real Asian, senseis there, they look...
Real Asian.
No, but it's just, it does make it look cooler. It does. I'm sorry. It's just cooler when you, the guys are in the... What are those pants?
Hakama.
Yeah, those hakamas are rad, dude.
So I saw the pictures of you taking your test, and this was to get your black belt in samurai swords or whatever.
And it's called Bato Jutsu.
You can tell he doesn't care.
I know. Samurai swords.
I'm just simplifying it for the black belts in samurai.
And so you were excited about it because
he was really excited about it.
And swords and...
Tracy sat through 6 hours of hell, too.
Oh, by 6 hours?
There was I didn't. I told her...
You guys are doing the smoke and you're pouring holy water on each other's ponytails.
She didn't have to come. I was like, please, you don't have to come this. I know what's going to happen. She sat in the corner. She's like drooling.
Give her an iPad. Give her an iPad.
Did she look at her phone the whole time like I do when I'm
Daddy never looks at me when I swim.
I'm on Snapchat for 6 hours.
I mean, you can't just look at you. I mean, my God, the boredom.
Well, the boredom is the fact. I don't know what part you were going to ask me, but do you need to go to break first?
No.
Okay, so the boring part was there's 10 levels of Shodan to Judan, I think it's called.
10 levels?
There's, black belt, secondary black belt, third, fourth, fifth, blah, 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 all the way up. So every single person that went up, a group, had to, if I tested for Shodan, I had 3 kata to do forms. The next belt had to do 4. The next belt had to do 5. But you have to do those first ones first. So they sat through the same kata at least 100 times for each person.
God.
And the kata for sword It's more about the art of it. It's super slow. The cutting's fast, but the super slow. Everything has to be exactly precise. The steps are very slow back.
Very like ceremonial.
Ceremonial. So every single
person. When you were talking about
after I saw the photos, I started looking it up and reading a little bit about it, and then I was learning just on the surface. I'm like, wow, that is a big.
So there's only
at least the nunchucks are spinning fast. I'm watching it. I'm like, wow.
If you're into the art of it, it's cool because how to put the sword back and the proper angle. It's precision. But it's the same thing for about 100 guys that day over and over, and I have to repeat it.
My God.
I saw one of your other guys from your dojo.
The cutting's cool, though.
Right?
Where are you seeing all these photos?
Did Tracy...
On his Facebook page, I think.
I
mean, Insta. I put
or maybe on your
Instagram.
Instagram.
My dojo.
On your Instagram.
The dojo Insta.
Yeah, follow the dojo.
Karate of Orlando.
Yeah.
Seth, because you're a sensitive guy, I'm curious to...
He's a sensitive sensei. That should be your tag. That should be your tag. Sensitive sensei.
Would it have hurt your feelings if Tracy didn't come watch you test for this? Because
that's a good question.
Because if I was in your shoes, I would have told Crystal, don't come. It's a boring ass 10 hours. Don't come.
You do that to me. You'll be like, it's a meeting. It's numbers. You stay here.
Waste your time just so you could say you're there to support me. Who cares? I'm like, you gotta sit through 10 hours of this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that it wouldn't bother me, but it showed me how much she cared about me to actually show up and watch and do that. So
great.
I mean, it's nice. Of course, I like
awesome.
that, but I wouldn't have cared. I would have cared.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
That's all I want to know.
But I would totally.
Look at him.
But I totally would have understood because I would have said she wouldn't have to come, but it meant a lot that 100% that she did come to do that. So that was sweet.
I agree. I think that's very cool.
So how did your test go? Are you a black belt in swords?
I am a first level in sword.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Congrats, man.
And
so in a year,
you didn't show them any of the silly stuff we did with your swords, right? That would I have a feeling they frowned upon us slicing. The
but I did notice after I was cutting the tatami mats that the sword, especially my sword that I have, it's a really good sword that's not supposed to. You could hit concrete with it, it won't bend.
Yeah.
But I did notice it has a slight little curve to it now, so I don't know if I messed it up
from the frozen pizza.
Some shit messed it up. I don't know. But I noticed it, and the guys noticed it. They're like, "Is your
you've been cutting pizza?" It's just the voice makes it better. I see a pepperoni.
There is some grease stains on it. We have to ceremoniously. I didn't get the words today. We had to clean our sword after each cut too. So you have to go sit in Seiza position. You have to do the correct way to open it, the correct procedure to clean it and put it back properly. So it's all done like.
What do you clean it with? Like a
Lysol.
It's a special oil.
Okay.
That comes from, I don't know, it has Japanese on the bottle. I have no idea. It's fucking oil. It's probably olive oil that they fucking put a Japanese name on.
It's just
but it's from Japan.
And you just put olive oil on your sword?
No, there's three steps. There's there's a dry rag you take the chunks off with.
My wife is a dry rag.
Then there's a leather style with light oil on it that you do to almost clean it all the way. Then there's a fine microfiber cloth that's soaked in oil.
Microfiber, I don't like that. I want it to be like a ball of cotton. With the leaves in it, then a piece of leather, and then a whetstone or something. I don't want any new. I don't want any microfiber. Microfibers are gross. You ever feel a microfiber and then it sticks to your hands because your hands are rough?
But if there's oil in it, it's different.
I don't like the feel. Microfiber drives me on the wall. When I touch a microfiber rag, I use them on my car, but they'll stick to my hands because my hands aren't soft.
It's weird because on one hand I respect having the discipline of some training for something and getting to a certain place and doing a test for it and accomplishing it.
But you also hate it.
But then on the other hand, I can't believe adults are playing with swords in a room together.
It is a bunch of old white dudes playing sword. It's not going to lie. It's a bunch of.
I don't.
But better than LARPing. But there is right.
I don't know. LARPing's got some imagination.
I wouldn't say better. I just put it in the same category.
You would put that in the same category?
Well, it's not in a different category.
It's adjacent.
Category adjacent.
Yeah, it's adjacent.
We're playing with real sharp objects.
I know.
You're not really killing each other.
They're actually selling it to me. I was on your side and saying when she said there's some imagination, and I'm like, okay. When I came his argument of it being adjacent, I see it.
When I fought Seth with that sword in his dojo, he actually knew what to do. I I was surprised. Well, sometimes
You're surprised?
Well, sometimes it's all about the slow thing and the putting and the cleaning with the oil. Like, there's not much fighting going on. Like, did you have to fight someone?
We fight not this one, but there is yet not at this level. And like 3 more levels,
Yeah,
okay,
so
what if you accidentally slip up on that one?
and you do it with sharp swords too. So
like, I want you to get
chop an old man's arm off.
Oh my god!
Like, I want you to get to the point where you fight someone to the death.
Like the mountain.
Then I have back to ultimate respect. Like, oh my god,
I'd have some more good stories then.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god, what do you have to stick your thumbs in a 12-year-old's eyes? Like, and you're like, oh.
All right. So plug your dojo.
If you let your kid get punched in the face, you get a free lesson.
Nah, not one time have I hit.
Do you teach sword play at all?
I don't
know what that means.
Don't call it that. Don't call it that.
That's a whole different category.
Down to my dojo.
We'll do some sword play.
I need sword play.
I need Tommy
I teach
to learn.
Kobudo, which is Okinawan weapons. I teach that at the dojo.
Kobudo,
but you start with a bow staff, like Donatello. What he had.
Kobudo.
He hates Donatello.
I know.
I hate Donatello.
That's what you start with.
He was a nerd.
Donatello.
He's like, I have a stick and gadgets. I'm like, shut the fuck
He'll
up.
beat you up with that stick.
He's better than the size.
No, I like the size.
You hate the size?
I like the size.
We teach Sai too. We teach bow first, then Sai, and then we have Kama. Didn't I talk about this before? It's a little sickle. We have to sickle.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper.
What's the one that nobody chooses?
The tonfa, I guess.
Tonfa.
The one that the cops carry, the little baton stick with the handle on it that goes down the floor.
Oh, yeah. The cop baton.
Yeah, I don't want
But you have 2 of them. And,
Yeah.
I'm a double cop.
Like, I need something with a blade on it.
Yeah, I want a blade.
But the most practical thing you're going to find on the street is like
What
a
about a
long
ninja
stick
star?
or something like that.
Do you teach ninja stars?
Shuriken? No, Shuriken, no.
If I bring a shuriken to you, will you teach me a shuriken?
Can you throw a ninja star?
No, but I did try to sneak one into an axe throwing place. Once you throw it,
Hold on, he gets points for that. That's a good side. That's his good side.
Right.
Hold on, I found his
Well,
good.
what happened? Though? Did
I didn't know because
I got kicked out, but the fact that he was sneaking it in is good.
Yeah,
So
I was thinking if I can get away with it, it was packed, and I was like, I don't want to really get in trouble. And have a
then
bad.
he peed on the floor.
Oh my god!
Did you just have it on your nightstand?
I have knives.
He was like, duh.
I have Chinese stars and shurikens and
poor Tracy.
Chinese stars are bad. You can't say that. I have lots of weapons, but my
Poor Tracy, you're laid on the nightstand. She's trying to put a glass
Oh
of
no,
water
it's not
over
Tracy.
me.
It's the cleaning ladies. The cleaning ladies come over and see dildos and knives everywhere.
You live a dick in a chicken.
They see knives, dildos, and blunts all over my room.
That's an album. Knives, dildos, and blunts. That's the name of the show today.
The 12-year-old is like, we have something in common. This is what I have in my room. All right.
Let's take the break.
KarateOfOrlando.com. You wanted me to plug that.
Yo, son, KarateOfOrlando.com. Knives, dildos, blunts. Enough said.
It's weird that you smoke the weed.
I don't smoke it anymore. I don't smoke it
Because
anymore.
I would feel like you're hypochondriac.
Tracy
like,
does. Tracy does like once a week, maybe. Smokes.
Why are you blowing up her spot, dude?
Oh, sorry.
We're
Was
not
I
supposed to talk about that.
It's legal.
That is a bad thing?
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
She's okay.
The name of
Just
the...
don't put 420 in your test.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's smooth it out. You guys know I love the funky music. Name of the band, it's a strange name. The name of the band is Mustard Service, but the name of the song is, it's even stranger, but it's funky. It's called Your Cat Don't Stand a Chance. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan momentarily. 1-844-TOMNDAN show at TomandDan.com for emails.
StreamlineFlorida.com. Talk to Brian Zymel. His phone number is 407-310-7804. It's on StreamlineFlorida.com under the Tom and Dan logo. But that's his number. Text them, call them if you're looking for a mortgage. Or your parents are looking for a reverse mortgage. Let your house or their house pay them. It could be a way to keep them in the house. But right now, I know interest rates are higher than they were, but... I've seen a lot of TikTok videos about this. The people are saying it's could be the best time to buy a house because there's less demand right now,
right?
And therefore, the housing market went down a little bit.
And if you do it correctly, your offer will, you get your offer in.
Yeah, you get your offer in, you could get your house, and maybe for under asking price, which you couldn't, a year ago. It was a crazy bidding war, and then so you get it under the asking price, and then refi later once the mortgage rates come down.
But you can't do anything unless you get a hold of Brian.
Yes, exactly. And so if you wait till the mortgage rates go down, it could be a huge demand again, and then house prices and values skyrocket.
Get the ball rolling now. Plan. This is what Brian did for us. I mean, this is years ago, but I mean, he kept my number on file. And then when it was time for me to do something, because I was kind of in a holding pattern, he called my wife and we got the ball, got everything rolling. So that's what I would do.
Yep. So give him a call, 407-310-7804, or text him, tell him you're a BDM, a Tom and Dan listener. He will take care of you. And again, if your parents are interested in the reverse mortgage aspect, he could talk to you all about that as well. It's streamlineflorida.com.
I love that kind of music. That's the Lagoons with Island, or actually Surprises off of Island Hopping. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Let's do some Dump 'em Out.
All right, buddy. You asked for it.
Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I want to see your topics. Ooh, I want to also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by modernpi.com.
Hey, Modern Plumbing was just at my house this morning.
Yep, you can get 10% off if you mention Tom and Dan. So if you have any plumbing issues,
I forgot to do that.
All around Central Florida. Why would you forget it? We say it all the time.
I'm not that bright.
10%. That's
it could be a sizable amount. Yeah, I had to order some parts. So yeah.
So modernpi.com.
Yeah. Thank you so much to our tech that came by and got our shower running again.
So let's start off with blessing the studio. Mm-hmm. So Sam, is that what I'm looking at here?
Yeah, it's a smudging kit that our Twitch chatter, Crystal of Peace, sent to us.
Is that a seashell?
It's some type of shell.
Looks like a nut. Looks like a big nut.
So there's little tiny bundles.
She sent it so we could get rid of the orb within the studio.
If we don't know how to do it, you can't just start.
There's a guide that's supposed to tell you how to do it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that.
You got a feather.
You can't just pick up a wizard's wand and just start casting spells. That's just not.
I'm just a little worried about Luca.
You have to say yama 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 yama. That's what
he's done.
No, you don't do yama.
Yes, you do.
You do 3 yamas.
Seth says he has blessed his.
No, you don't.
Oh.
You have to say. You have to say Yakasuki.
No, I'm not. What is this? What is this?
Oh. It's a bundle of sticks, right?
Like a big fat joint.
Yeah, it does look like a giant joint. It's a big bundle of.
Actually,
is it sage sticks?
It's sage. It's actually kind of pleasant.
And why is this supposed to?
You know what it smells like? Like a Hobby Lobby.
Like Hobby Lobby?
It smells like Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby would not sell that.
Yeah, it smells like a Hobby Lobby. Or like a Michael's Craft.
I don't know how I feel about Brendan O'Connor. That's a Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, pray the
So anyway, how is this supposed to work? You light it?
I don't know. Read the guide.
Well, we don't have anywhere to put that out, so let's not light it.
And also,
here, give me the guide.
It's going to be strong. It's going to be strong, especially in a small place like this.
Sorry, Sam.
I don't like how.
Okay, set your intention before you begin. Set an intention or repeat a cleansing mantra. How to burn. Hold at least at a 45-degree angle and light the tip. Allow the flame to smolder. If it catches on fire, gently blow it out and collect ashes in your abalone shell. Right. Create your ritual. Consistently practice your self-care ritual. Your mind and your body will thank you. Open a window, start your front door, and walk clockwise in your space. Use a feather to guide the smoke.
Oh, God.
This is bullshit.
You know what I don't like? Oh, I like all my spells to be a little bit different depending on what it is, right? So it's like when you have a witch do a spell or Harry Potter or whatever.
Give me one. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm saying every spell that Harry Potter does.
Yeah, I just learned Avracadaver yesterday, which kills people on instant.
So, but everyone is specifically different to that particular thing, right? Even like Doctor Strange, when he does the circle things, he's doing different ones to go to different places.
They're specific.
I don't like when it's just like, oh yeah, this will.
Yeah, it's a cure-all. It's witch hazel. Just put it on your ass, put it on your eyes, put it on your teeth, squish it in your mouth.
Because Seth said someone did this to his dojo.
Someone gave it to me to do at my dojo. A Japanese woman does.
Why not have somebody actually that knows what they're doing do it? I'm kind of with Tom on this. It's like you can't just bullshit this.
If your intention is there, it'll work.
No. The reason that people should know this is bullshit is they're just giving you the shit and saying just light it and throw it. We don't give a fuck.
Of course it's bullshit. It just makes you feel
Then why are you doing it?
It's just like the airborne story. If it makes you feel better, then it works, right?
Yeah, but then there should be a process.
But Sage should deal with specific things. That's what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't just be a cure-all for everything. It should be like
Sage is for ghosts.
Oh yeah,
and you gotta use cinnamon for witches.
Exactly.
And you gotta use nutmeg for warlocks. And don't even get me started on gargoyles.
So they the person wanted Seth to do his dojo. It's just like, this will bring you good luck, but also take care of the ore. But also what? Do everything.
She told me to get really close to the samurai armor I had too to get rid of the Musashi, I call him.
Musashi?
Yeah. I have 17th century samurai armor. I've told you about that.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's at the dojo. She said to make sure you go around.
You have a dead man's armor. You shouldn't have that. I bet she didn't like that, right? That's like having Nazi memorabilia.
No,
you're not supposed to have that stuff. You're not supposed to have a dead samurai. Like that whole place. What
you're not supposed to do is
Yakatuki.
You're not supposed to get dressed up in it and dance around in the dojo.
Oh yeah, with your ding dong out.
I do that.
He's got a boner. He's pissing his saddle up, wearing samurai armor.
You get the glasses on, the hat. I know. Anyway, all right. What's next?
I guess we're going to Nick's blessing the studio.
Well, we'll do it during the week when we can prepare.
Not going to do nothing.
I'm with you.
You wanted to talk about the mariachi band.
Oh, okay.
That worked for Cinco de Mayo.
This is the best story.
Okay, so this is my favorite thing. It's when corporations or bosses and I feel like this usually happens with bigger sized companies. Smaller companies, they probably couldn't fit the bill for something. Anyway,
it's like Silicon Valley. They're hiring Kid Rock to open for the app company.
I have a buddy that his boss likes to do something for events.
What's he do for St. Patty's Day?
Something. He does it like where his Christmas. He will hire like a dancer, like burlesque dancers for the Christmas party.
Inappropriate.
But anyway, he showed up this morning and there's a mariachi band playing in this business, right? Early 9:30 in the morning, by the way. No one's even there.
I like mariachi bands.
And then there's a mariachi band playing. So I'm laughing at this because now he's like, what is going on? Like, does anybody want this? I like bosses assuming that their employees want something like a mariachi band
this is for you.
Yeah,
it's for you.
And then the fact that probably most employees, are they going to appreciate that? Or would they rather have whatever that costs?
A raise, a bonus.
Or just take what that cost and give every employee like a split it, right? Or it's like, what is a mariachi band?
Probably not much. Couple $100.
No, it's more than that. A mariachi band's got to be $600.
Yeah, dude,
for how long?
I'd probably go with Tom on this one. It's expensive because we tried to hire one before and it's really expensive.
They're dressed
really
like full Three Amigos.
Three Amigos. I know.
They got the whole thing. They're professionals.
Sam, my wife got a quote to get Mariachi Cobre to play for something for me, and I think it was $5,000.
This says, depending on where you live and regional rates for performers, you might expect to pay between $65 and $120 per hour per player.
Oh, per player.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's like 6 to 9 to 12 members.
It ain't cheap.
This is going to be an acapella.
But I do...
Not as good.
Yeah.
Mariachi bands, you got to have the guy with the big bass guitar that he plucks, and then you got to have like
a trumpet,
7 other guitars. Then you got to have a horn section, and then I actually prefer it when you have ladies and men singing and they blend. Oh my god!
Okay,
so good.
Well, this lends me into
all the different voices sound better when you have like a tenor, a soprano, baritone.
My grandpa hired one time. He had a fake cockroach that he would throw out on the table and slide back. It was like on a sling. It was like a slingy thing. He'd go, yeah, and he'd throw it out, and it would slide back.
Yeah.
He did. That's what he said every time he threw it.
Cucaracha.
That's what he said. He's like, cucaracha, and he threw it.
I'm a Frito Bandito. Keep playing.
So this leads me to something I did that Crystal made fun of me, and I want to ask you guys about it.
Would you wear your Mexican pointy boots?
No.
The ones that you can hold the tops?
There's nothing to do with Cinco de Mayo. It has something to do with our $5 BDM shirt promotion. So Villon printed the shirts for us, right?
Yeah.
And Mark,
do I know about that?
Mark Villon, yeah, you do. And now you didn't say anything. Crystal says, she's like, that's corny. Like, that's an internet thing, and they're going to make fun of you. So Villon's crew stayed late one night
I know where this goes.
to print the shirts because we knew we were on a timeline. We wanted to get them out by a BDM Appreciation Week.
I didn't say anything about that.
What did you think it?
No.
Tell me.
No, dude, I'm telling you, I did not. Because, to me, I understand that it's a thing, but I also thought that you would go above and beyond. But now that
I did. Well, I did. Well, I don't know if I did.
It almost didn't happen because I had to remind you to do it.
Did you see what happened there? That collapsed.
It did.
Our whole.
Anyway, so the Villon's crew stayed longer to print the shirts, and I stayed late one night to get them done because we thought
at the print shop.
We were on a time crunch.
There was way more than they even expected because I told them way less than I thought.
You guys went crazy,
and
in a good way.
It was 5 times the shirts that they were expecting, so they had to stay late one night. So
the least Tom could do for fucking up and giving them the wrong number.
So I was like, all right, and no, Mark Villon did not like. They were like, yeah, he told me that in passing just because he's a good business owner, and he wanted to, say, hey, we got this done for you. And so I was
looking out for his guy.
Well, as a thank you, we'll send some pizzas for lunch.
At first he said, the first thing he said was, we'll send some TOMANDDAN autographs for each.
No, he said, all of you can get one shirt, one $5 shirt piece.
No,
that you printed.
I said, we'll buy lunch for everybody. We'll send some pizzas.
And see, when you said that, we'll buy some pizzas, we'll buy them dinner, I was like, okay, that's great.
And then Mark was like,
I don't think of that as being like a meme, or anything.
And then I'm like, we're driving to Satellite Beach. And Chris was like,
this is like my good story.
Well, I know that's why I'm telling you because I realized
we want people to think we're good too.
Now I got the whole thing. I got the meat lovers. I didn't get some.
But how many people were we feeding? Because you did get a meat lovers, and then you said, "Well, what do I get for vegetarians?" I go, "You just got to go cheese."
3 of their biggest pizzas. Okay. It was 6 guys, and then I got the garlic.
No, it's 5 guys. 5 guys.
Was it 5 guys?
Burgers and fries.
No. Anyway, but
you're confusing me. 6 guys is not a thing.
When people receive pizzas for work that they've done,
they typically like it better than money.
Also, did they know they were getting pizzas?
Well, we flew a blip over there. We bought a blip.
Some of them could have brought their own lunch or already gone out to lunch while these pizzas showed up.
Well, I
pizzas
don't know
get there at 3 p.m., but the guy already went out at
Exactly.
I already went to Hooters, you fucking idiot.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know anybody's schedules. I just send the pizzas. Then
I'm just the pizza
Release
sender.
the pizzas. I hope you gave the wrong address.
And then at night, I'm like, I'm the best person.
You thought that,
I'm better than Mother Teresa. I gave pizzas to the crew.
And then Crystal informs me that I'm not that good, and then people probably left.
But she likes telling you you're not good.
Yeah.
To be fair.
No, I know.
To be
so
fair.
I don't know whenever she tells
I
me that
support
it's
your
real or
pizza.
not.
I support the pizza.
Okay,
Did you get anything back from Mark Villon that the pizzas were delivered? Or was it we have no
what's
idea?
the feedback?
Yeah.
I don't think there was any.
That is interesting you said that because I thought
I did not follow up. Let me write that down.
No, he expected a thank you and he didn't get one.
No, it's not that.
Yeah, you are a thank you inspector.
No, it's not that.
They call you that, Inspector Thank You.
I thought about sending a text. They're like, hey, what they think about the pizza?
Oh my God, never say what they think.
What they think of that meat lovers. Am I right?
Like, hey, just want to make sure you guys got the pizzas. That's what you should have said. Not, hey, what they think.
Well, they charged my credit card. I assume that the pizza company
do a pizza
just
emoji
they
with
charged it doesn't mean they delivered them.
Well, most companies if they don't they're just gonna steal my money.
Yes,
no,
because you said you weren't going to be there. You literally said, "I'm delivering this to my friends. I won't be there."
I will
but
have
here's
no
the
record
address.
of this, so you can go ahead and charge my card.
If you call a pizza place and ask them to deliver a pizza and you pay for it, they're gonna do it. They're not gonna just steal your money.
So we got 3. We got a meat lovers, a cheese, and then what was the other one?
They got like a white pizza, which no one likes.
I like Bianca.
Nobody is a Blanca.
I love those.
I like those too.
I did think about sending a text like, "Hey, what did they say anything?
Are they well fed?
Did they say like Tom Van did this?
They love the pizza?
Hey, Mark, hero here.
I did. I stopped myself. I was like, no, that's
just
cheesy.
A pizza emoji, a fire emoji, and then an "Am I right?"
Yeah. Like,
am I right?
Mark, how about those pizzas started your weekend off right? Huh?
I was gonna ask Mark. I'm like, can you go there and videotape their reaction when they get the pizzas?
Yeah. I want to watch it and masturbate.
I hope they chucked it in the trash.
I was like, can someone videotape?
Can somebody video this so I can get a boner and hold for being the good guy?
I need to see how happy they are. Anyway, all right, we're next thing.
Oh my God.
We don't know if they made
Dunkin' Donuts breakfast tacos.
Oh yeah, they have Dunkin' Donuts breakfast tacos. Just want to announce to the world. No, they're good. They're good.
Stop it.
No, everybody on the show knows that I don't like corn when they add it to things just willy-nilly. I hate it in salsa. It doesn't belong in there. But they put corn on these breakfast tacos, and I'm here to tell you I'm here for it.
All right.
I'm here for
Team
it.
corn.
Dunkin' Donuts breakfast tacos sounds horrible.
It's great.
It makes
no sense.
They're great.
None of it makes sense.
It's just egg with corn and like some salsa on it. It's
Sounds
great.
delicious.
It was delicious with crumbled bacon. It's fine. Me and Maisie ate them good.
Who told Mr. Donuts that they like this?
No, they're not. They don't. That's not in the name anymore. They're just called Dunkin' now.
Yeah, now they're just Dunkin'.
But I'm saying,
Dunkin'.
like, who was like?
Well, they have a variety of breakfast foods now.
Yeah, they've always had
so
like
they wanted
little
to get
wraps
into the taco
and,
game.
tacos.
I know they have the croissant sandwiches.
It's just easy to make.
Yeah, it's easy.
But did anybody
Get a
want
coffee
this?
and a breakfast taco.
There's someone at Dunkin' Donuts like, you know what, this
I
place
was
should have
excited when I
tacos.
saw that
And
they had
avocado creme.
Really?
Avocado creme on there, like a little lime, and it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Was it good?
It's better than McDonald's stinking ass sausage.
Not as good as some wholesome breakfast you cooked yourself and your daughter.
Didn't have time. Didn't have time to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you had plenty of time.
No time.
You chose to get up late.
No, I get up early with my family. This guy's mad as hell.
Well, he doesn't like. He wants you to.
I know.
Drink the birdseed.
I know. He's right. He's right. What else we got?
Tom Brady's Foxtrot?
Oh, so this was interesting. I read this story, and this is all hearsay, so who knows? But the story was that a person near Tom Brady or near his camp reported or leaked that he is now like 49% whether he's going to take that Fox broadcasting job.
Yeah.
That he got, and they already signed the contract. It's like $187 million.
So what happens if he does back out?
I don't know.
Does he get penalized for signing the contract?
I wouldn't imagine he does.
He probably wrote it in there that he has a choice. You know,
Okay.
like
I'm pretty sure that's already in there.
He's got the lawyers to make sure that it's right. Anyway, but so he may have the choice to back out if he wants. But so, and the reasoning behind it was apparently, again, hearsay, but the person near Tom Brady said that Tom Brady was thinking, well, if I do this job, I'm going to have to not only travel, right? You have to travel to different games across the country, but also I'm not the type of person that's just going to show up and like wing it. And some people have accused Troy Aikman, like of Troy Aikman just showing up day of and just kind of like being the color guy. He's like, fuck it, I know enough. and so he's like, I'm gonna study. I'm gonna make sure I know all the names and the best broadcaster possible because I'm it kind of goes back to Daniel's job. They're gonna work hard no matter what. And he's like, if I do that, it's gonna be a set amount of time that I know I'm gonna have to dedicate to this. Do I want to take that time away from my family and my life?
For how much million?
$187 million.
But think about it. He doesn't need it.
He's already made enough money to never have to worry about money.
You might be in that position right now. Maybe you don't need any more money.
No, I need 100.
You're blowing a lot.
I need 187 million.
So then you start, and it's interesting too because you start looking at it and you're like, and you can apply this with anything in life, obviously, but you look at it, you're like, is this worth? Because I looked up his kid's age, and he's got like a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, 15-year-old, or whatever. And if you were to and then he's divorced, so he's only got 25 weekends with the kids. And how much would you have to pay Tom Brady to have one of those 25 per year taken away from him?
He didn't seem to care much the last few years.
Let me ask you guys.
Well, he was dedicated himself towards being the best football player ever.
Maybe he wants to dedicate himself to being the best broadcaster.
Well, let me ask you guys this.
That's the thing. He's a 50-50.
What is his relationship?
Not according to the update that just came out, saying he's denying that allegation.
Oh, okay.
Well, after seeing him on any of the behind-the-scenes shows that he's done and documentaries, what's his relationship like with his kids? Is it good?
It seems to be based on just the media and the stuff I see. But
I don't know that much about it. That's why I was saying, like,
But what's 1 year? Why can't he just do it for a year and just be like, okay, it was too much, it was too little? Like, what's a year?
I honestly think that his passion for it is waning because he didn't see the trajectory of him going out of the league going the way that it did, right? Remember when he left and it was like, oh, he's done, he went out on top, and now he's going to go into broadcasting. It was real hot then. And then years went on, and then people started to question whether or not he would actually be good in that. Maybe he even started questioning it. Now he doesn't really need to do it. He also took a dip, right? He didn't go out on top. Yeah. He came back, and then he went out in a weird way. So I think now even he looks at it, and he's like, maybe I don't need to do it.
Because I understood the motivation. You say, what's a year? But your kids are only young for a certain amount of time, right? Like, you only and then once your kids, like, they grow up and they become teenagers and they don't want to hang out with you. And
well, two of them are already teenagers.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, so time is ticking. That's what Tom's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I look at it all the time. Okay,
he's like, the fuse is lit.
Tell me if you guys ever think like this, because I think about it all the time. I'm like, all right, I only have like this particular weekend coming up. Like, is my son's birthday, right? He's only turning 9 years old one time ever, right? And they're only this age one time. And so if you told future me when they're grown and I'm an old man, how much would you pay to go back and spend one weekend with your 9-year-old? I think future me would be like, I'd pay as much money as I have in the bank.
Can't put a number on.
$10,000.
Except
a lot of people
million.
in the future will regret things that they didn't do, sure.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Tom Brady right now, do you think he regrets not raising his children from the time they were babies until now? The oldest is 15.
Well, because he has earned and become the greatest quarterback of all time, you could justify that. But starting a new endeavor
nothing's guaranteed, so there's no awards there. There's you didn't know.
You probably are thinking, I'm probably not going to be the best broadcaster of all time.
Do you not think he's a workaholic, though?
I do think he's a workaholic.
No, but I think you're answering it. That's why he's not going to do it. I think this is an out. Because I think he knows he's not going to be as good. Remember who was the other guy that slipped in there and they all said, oh man, look at this guy. But wasn't there one other guy that did it? And then they're like, holy crap, we don't need Brady. These guys are awesome.
It was the tight end. I forgot his name. Greg
Olsen. Greg Olsen.
I think you guys are projecting how you feel with your kids onto Tom Brady.
No.
I'm not talking about kids at all. I'm talking about, I think he wants out because he knows that.
But I'm just telling you, there's an interview that just came out saying he's denying that's not true, that he is going to go forward with it.
And that could be...
Sorry, I misheard you then.
But that could be the case. But for me, when that story came out, I was like, that makes more sense than him even doing it. Because what's the point of taking time away from your kids at this point in life when you could probably hold for 5 years? Now then your kids are all in their late teens and they're starting their lives, and then you got more time. But right now, when your kids are young, take
the time.
Why not spend the time with them?
I agree with you, but I don't think Tom Brady's going to do that.
Yeah. I don't know why he wouldn't, though, because it's I
don't think he's going to be as good as everybody thinks he's going to be in broadcasting. So if what you're saying is correct,
he's not a broadcaster. He knows a lot about football.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. He's just not charismatic enough. I'm not saying he's not charismatic. He's just not enough. When you look at Tony Romo, when you look at Greg Olsen, you look at these guys, you're like, They look fun. They look like fun to be around. Brady does not look like I wouldn't want to work in the booth with him.
Look at Drew Brees. That was one of the biggest failures of broadcasting. He was so boring.
Sucked.
And
it's like a stiff dickhead up there.
But it does. Ugh. It like you start looking at money and you're like, all right, what do I have to give up for this money? And to me, it doesn't make any sense why Brady.
Well, you brought up something, and you haven't said it here, but we were talking about this a little earlier, and we're like, he could literally go out and make an energy drink. I mean, probably already have, or just like
name on anything.
Here, it's like a drink. This is the Brady drink, and here it is, and there's my money, and now I have my kids, and I don't have to do shit. And the same amount of money's coming in or more. Like that Prime drink, you guys Prime
It's not about the money for him, guys.
No,
I feel like you guys are thinking because you would do that he would do that. I think he's a workaholic, and I don't think he wants to retire. Yes, he's retired as a football player, but I think he likes the limelight. I don't think he wants to go off and just raise his children. I don't think he's that kind of guy.
I don't think he likes the way it ended last time, and he feels like he probably needs to correct it. That's what I think. I think that, I think he'll still do something because he didn't go out on top. He could have, and he did, but he came back and he ruined it.
Like, Daniel, what money-wise, and I'll go through with everybody, what is the amount if someone said, like, all right, 25 weekends a year away from your family that you got to travel?
Oh, man.
And it wouldn't be 25. I'm saying that because you're counting playoffs and other stuff. Let's just say 20 weekends out of the year, you're not going to see your family. What price tag would you put to that?
I can't even. I can't. I don't even know if I can.
It'd have to be a life-changing amount of money to be
$50 million. I'm trying to lowball it a little bit.
That's a lot.
Well, $50 million is life-changing amount of money, right?
I mean, shit, $500,000 is a life-changing amount of money for us.
I wouldn't do it for $500,000. That's not enough.
Because it does, you start looking at it, you're like, what am I giving up? You're giving up time.
Yeah.
I would do it for $500,000.
It's not like he needs money either. He's worth over $500 million.
It's nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing, not a lick. Nothing.
Some people have to make the decision, like, hey, I'm choosing money because I need this money for my family.
Right.
But when money is not an option,
that's kind of what Giselle was saying when the first time he retired. And it didn't matter to him then.
Right.
But for his career, I kind of side Brady, like, you're doing something special that's never been done.
Like for the stats of the game.
His broadcasting career, the likelihood of it being some abnormality special that everybody remembers. Like, everybody's going to remember his career as a football player.
It will not be special.
Yeah, like, he's not going to turn into the Madden of, you know what I'm saying?
He's not that charismatic.
John Madden was a good coach, but he's known for his broadcasting
his demeanor,
career.
his energy. Man, his vibe. Brady does not have a vibe.
Yeah.
John Madden had a vibe. Other players talk about John Madden when he would be on the field. You'd look at him and he'd be like, hey, wow, boom, this guy's there, that guy. That's cool. Yeah. Like, Brady's not that guy.
Seth, what would it take you to fight again?
That's...
Like, UFC calls
That's different because I'm scared of my health.
What if you did one more?
That's part of everything.
What if you did one more fight?
What if Dana White calls you?
And we sponsor you, head to toe gear.
And then Dana White's like, one more time, we got...
Get in there. We got Kimbo's son.
Yeah. And he wants to fight you as a revenge match.
I already had that match set up a bunch of times. I already had that. It was supposed to be for celebrity boxing, Kimbo's son.
We talked about that.
You're going to do that at Miss Tom and Dan.
I was doing that for cheap. I was doing that for like...
How much? How much?
Selling yourself out.
I can't remember. I think it was like close to 10 grand or something like
that. Truck money. Trucks are expensive.
But what about now? One more fight.
Because it wasn't, it was with big gloves and stuff, so that's different. MMA fights totally different.
Inflatable gloves?
Yeah.
Aren't the big gloves worse for your concussions?
Well, you get hit more with them and you're not going to get knocked out, so you're just getting rattled more.
Yeah. I think that's worse. Anyway.
But I wasn't planning on getting hit. Anyway, at least like maybe $500,000.
Yeah.
How much for you and Tracy to bring another couple home from an Italian restaurant and you suck the guy's dick behind your bar?
After you eat lasagna.
About the same amount.
Same amount. Very good.
All right. Let's do the next one. What else have we got?
Taxi Crow.
Yeah, okay. I pulled this up. This is for Tom. This will make you so happy. Or mad. Might make you real mad. This is the latest in Dan's Crow news. This is there's a taxi cab driver in Ireland who has a crow that will fly next to his taxi, and then the patrons that are in the back can feed it out the window.
What?
Okay.
Look at that. Isn't that you want to say? Oh, I got to find the video now. Hold on. Let me find the video. It's on ABC.
People in cities that have city pets that are just wild city animals like crows or pigeons.
I like wild city animals.
Or whatever the hell
or
else,
lizards.
like rats and shit, and then they train them is funny to me, but also
damn commercials.
I'm a little mad at it because you got a stinky crow.
Here we go.
Oh my god, he's flying! Wait, is that actually your crow? Wait, I'm so confused.
He's a crow. He's a wild crow. And he gets fed. You want to feed him?
Yeah, I'll feed him.
Okay.
Here. Oh my gosh!
What are you making out of this?
So the crow was flying
next to the taxi,
driving like basically at the same speed, and then they rolled down the window and they swooped in.
Gave it a French fry.
Yeah, grabbed a French fry from the
or like it appears to be a veggie straw. I don't know if those of you that eat veggie straws.
Yeah.
I think they gave that crow a veggie straw.
This is like our lizard that's sitting on the camera.
Well, I mean, some things are just unexplainable. When are you going to start believing in these wonderful beasts that surround us? These crow stories are popping up everywhere, dude.
No, I believe this. I know crows are super smart.
No, but this guy trained his crow to fly next to his taxi, and he even says in the video, that's my crow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's his buddy.
Did he train it, or did he just start flying next to his taxi every day, kind of like our lizard? We didn't train our lizard.
You don't know what I've done with Luca.
That's true. I don't know what you've done with that.
Going to Sam's camera and sitting there.
Not going to your camera.
That's true. It didn't go to mine either.
Yeah, but you didn't train it to do that. It just did it randomly.
It started on the gray couch. It made its way in here, into the email basket. Then it went to the microphone. Then it went over to the window, then back to the camera, now the camera.
He's moved around a bit, but he's
he's in an awkward position right now. It looks like it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, he likes it.
He's doing that move my wife does where I want to eat it from behind.
No, come on. No.
Face down ass
up. You're a middle-aged man. I know. Just quit doing that.
I like to do it.
No, you can't do it. She lets you do it?
I like to lay under it like I'm a doctor.
No.
Doctors don't lay under it.
I lay under it like I'm a Jiffy Lube. I'm like, oh my God, you got to change your filter.
You never lay under it. Come on. You don't do that.
I charge extra for that.
No.
The magazines are so old.
No, you just it's a regular.
Why are your magazines so old?
You lay under it, Seth?
No, I go straight in.
You go from behind.
Straight in.
You go from behind.
Not behind.
Yes, he does. I know this guy gets freaky.
Yeah, no. What do you mean? Face down, ass up. Yes,
that's the way we like to fuck.
And I kind of do the same type of position, halfway. I guess.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
You can do the. You do the.
No.
The nose ends up in the.
Yeah.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Don't talk about
toes to toes, my nose is in it. Nose to nose, my toes is in it. Yeah. Somebody told me that one time for short people. You never heard that?
It's getting,
toes to toes, my nose is in it. Nose to nose, my toes is in it.
It's getting difficult with all this, though.
With the beard?
No, it's hard to go down on her, right?
It's a lot. Yeah, it's just a lot.
You gotta go in there. You gotta get a wash rack. I gotta get a wash rack.
The juice?
I gotta get the juice.
The juice is loose.
I literally ring it on.
Oh my God!
Wow, she's in her 20s.
Yeah, that's a young woman's
my
game.
God, it's like a waterfall. You know, when you get into Andrea's coming in for a landing, pretty soon we're gonna have to start using the artificials. You know?
Really?
Yeah, you got to get in there with you got to get avocado oil. You got to get there with the Pam.
I have my sword oil.
You got to hit it with the Pam.
Come on.
You hit it with the Pam.
All right. Semantics.
Wait a minute. Hey. A little Janja.
It's like a Kanye West.
So this Sunday, we'll have a new You Heard About This one that Derek and I recorded yesterday, and it is about the deviltry of Port St. Lucie and Florida's first serial killer.
Oh, that sounds great. Or terrifying.
Yeah, it sounds both.
It's a very dark episode.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The deviltry of Port St. Lucie?
Yeah.
Boozer 75 in our chat room says, "Hell yeah, Dan, don't stop the kink just because you middle aged." Put that nose in it, dog.
Come on.
Hell yeah.
Why does everybody like to put their nose in it?
Well, you look like a man who needs to put his nose in it.
That's the last thing you're like, I'm going to put my nose in there.
You don't do it on purpose. You don't do it on purpose. It just ends up
finger, tongue, nose, dick.
Karate of Orlando.
Horrible.
How do you put your nose in it?
No, don't say that. We have a huge karate test coming up next Saturday, and guess who's testing for her black belt?
Who?
Tracy.
Wow, that's really cool.
Hold on.
Did she get a few advances?
Yeah.
She's been 3.5 years she's been doing this now.
You guys have been
when we first together, we were together almost over 4 years.
Yeah, but you've been her teacher the entire time, right? So
are
you
passing her?
Every 3 to 4 months.
Put your nose in it, give her a belt.
Is she doing say another sensei? If
she can do better. She's probably one of the better ones testing for this black belt for sure.
So you're the type of parent that will actually be harder on their kid if their kid.
Oh yeah, and I've had this conversation with them many a times. Like I was like, hey, look, just because I don't want anyone thinking that because we're dating, you're getting any special treatment. So I'm expecting more from you from this than anybody else.
Don't touch ninja stars.
She goes, I understand that. She's like, I know, no. She's like, I tell her she needs to do her shit or no passy.
Don't say it like that. Can I tell you breaking news in the chat room?
What?
Somebody in the chat room said, one of the kids, he says, I pissed on the devil's tree. You know?
Yeah, this is why I actually did this episode, because I forgot who it was that had mentioned it in the Twitch chat before they mentioned the devil tree, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah. So the guy in the chat room says, I pissed on the devil's tree one time. One of the kids who pissed on it with me killed his parents with a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
I mentioned that at the end of the episode.
Wait, the devil's tree is an actual, it's a tree.
Yes, it's an oak tree.
And if you piss on it, you'll kill your parents with a hammer. It's hyper specific.
I can't be anywhere near that tree.
It's really specific, too.
There's a 2020 episode about it called a Party to Kill For, a Party to Die For.
I pissed on it, but I told my parents, I was like, hide all the hammers and you'll be fine.
Oh my God. Anyway.
I wish I believed in any curses or supernatural anything. My life
What about
would be
the orb?
It'd be more fun.
You say you and your son are cursed all the time.
Yeah, but
they just say
you
it
know
for
it's
fun.
an excuse.
Well,
are you admitting it finally?
I know it's my slow mental disability or whatever it is. You know, like I know it's me. I say it's an orb.
Would you rather have your mental disability, or would you rather have my physical disability?
Oh, mental.
Okay.
I don't want to be disgusting.
That's the correct answer. What? I agree with. I'm like, yes, okay. He knows.
Anyway, so if I were to fight Tracy, could she beat me up? Like in a wrestling match?
I know you guys fucking got a boner. She's kicking him, and her titties fall out of her neck.
His nose in it.
This motherfucker's like, kick me good, kick me in the balls, stop him good, Tracy.
No, I'm just saying, like,
submit me.
Yeah. I've seen those extreme fights. I've seen those where they get the fat lady and she's choking out the little black guy, and then at the end, because she won, she's like sitting on his face and making him eat her ass.
Like
she could, I guarantee she'll get a. Felicia knows how to wrestle and how to take down jiu-jitsu.
I mean, she beat
Tracy
my
knows
fucking
how.
ass.
Tracy knows how to kick and punch and do forms and that sort
She's
of
got
thing.
long legs,
but
dude.
could I easily hold her down?
She'll be able to before you
why
get
would
her
you do
down.
that?
I guarantee she'll get a Yakasuki on your face. I'm not kidding.
With his nose in it.
He doesn't like that. He did finally have his nose in it.
Is there like to become a black belt? Is there any peer-to-peer fighting, or is it all just
what are you
punch in the
talking
air?
peer to peer?
No, just fighting. She's got to fight 3 times. Everybody fight. I fought my last 2 black belts I've tested. I fought them. They fought 3 times at the end of their. It's a 2-hour test. No water. It's like the hardest workout. Like
No water.
No water. No water.
You couldn't do it because you got to go bathroom every 10 minutes.
No water. It's an intent non-stop for 2 hours. Hard training, and then at the very end, you fight 3 times.
I wish you and your boys would go to karate. God, I wish you would. I pray to God every night. I pray to God, Black God, every night. I say, please have Tom and his boys get into karate.
Yeah.
And they're wearing all matching gis. And
I want them to. I'm dying for them to be as passionate about anything that like Maisie's like going to dance, winning these competitions.
I didn't do that.
And then
my nephew's testing too, so he's going to test for his yellow belt, his 3rd belt. So,
like a truck.
My brother's son.
How old is he?
He'll be 11.
Oh,
I threaten him all the time. He's
good.
good, yeah, but he needs to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah,
he's got a
buckle down.
He's got a Petrozelli name. He needs to buckle down.
Put a little more.
I threatened to shave his head a few times, like because his hair is all.
You got to straighten him out a little bit. Give him a little.
If you get your black belt
logic.
as a kid, I was one of the same thing with like IQ.
It's an interim black belt. You don't get your black belt too. I think you're 16 or something like that. But it's
kids on the playground don't tell you that. They say, "I got a real black belt. I'm gonna beat your ass."
Well, other schools.
Now that I know that, I'll be like, "It's a fucking interim belt."
Other schools might be different, but our stuff.
Do you get to keep your black belt status until you're an adult? Like once you get it as a kid,
you have to turn it in.
Can you be an adult 20 years later and be like, I'm still a black belt?
I guess you can technically say that, but if they came back,
a lot of adults do. It's just like being Indian in Florida. A lot of guys that were black belts at the age of 9 and 10 are black belts now.
A lot of black belts and other styles come to my school. Adults, like 90% of them have done karate when they were younger. I start them over from white belt though because I'm like, it's not the same thing. You got to retrain
just
yourself.
Like every university, it's a fucking money scam.
That's what I'm thinking.
This math, I went to Flacco College. I had 1,000 fucking credits. I go to UCF, and they're like, "I'm sorry, their math's different." I'm like, "No, it's not. Same numbers, motherfucker."
It's just a business.
God, I paid so much money.
But yeah, I start them over again.
KarateOfOrlando.com for Seth's dojo.
Yes, sir.
And we have a couple things coming up. We'll tell you about next week. We'll tell you about on the BDM show on Monday. Sign up to become a BDM. We are currently working on next year's BDM appreciation.
Already started work on it.
And we're also going to send out an email to, there are a lot of BDMs that canceled and never signed back up.
Yeah.
I started looking at the actual numbers. I was like, oh my God.
Now, you might be listening to this
the amount of BDMs we even have.
Yeah, or maybe times were tough. We get it, but we're not talking to you. We're talking to the guys where times are not tough and you're flush with cash.
Yeah, you just maybe forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway, check your status at TOMANDDAN.com, and we're going to send all BDMs an email coming up soon, just like, hey, you're not technically a BDM right now.
Hey, what gives?
If you want to sign them back up, TOMANDDAN.com.
If you want to sign them back up. Why'd you say it like that?
If you don't,
Me and Daniel can't take our business seriously, so what
but
I'm
we really need to because, oh man, we've done some bad. We've done some bad.
So I can't even promote it without laughing and make a joke out of it. Anyway, all right, we will see you on Monday.
Wait a minute, I can't publish that. It's mediocre.